Hello everybody. Where is my... Yeah, there's my webcam. Hello everyone, I'm Super Chain Station H. I'm an autistic gamer and writer, and today we're going to be playing both the Nintendo Switch and Game Boy Advance versions of Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Mario vs. Donkey Kong is a game... It's one of those games I played, late in my high school days. One of those earlier games I bought with my own money. And it's cool that there's a remake of it, and I have access to both versions, so I'll play them both. Now, when I play the GBA version, I'll be running it on the Analog Pocket here. This is a system that lets me play classic handheld cartridges directly off the off the cartridges without using a PC emulator. And it runs it in real time off the cartridge, so it doesn't just dump the ROM and then run it in an emulator on the device, which I think is really cool. That those same circuits, the same silicon that ran the game decades ago. In fact, that's how the first game I ever played on Twitch was my childhood copy of Sonic the Hedgehog, and that's how I played it using a similar device by the same company. My hair's all over the place, but at least I don't have to worry about combing it or anything. Let's hop into the game. There we go. So we'll play this for a while. I will play the Switch version for a while, then we'll play the GBA version. I will play it by ear as to if... Hey there, Clackaboy, if I didn't say hi to you already. Yeah, we'll just pop it on open. Yeah, I think we got to World 3 of the main campaign. Yeah. Yeah, that a section with the Shy Guy was nearly the bananas. That was in part of the original cutscene. The thing with the Shy Guy as a news anchor, that's something they added to this. Oh, you know what? I forgot to open my XLO mining app. I knew I was forgetting something. Excuse me. For those who don't know, XLO tokens are the... What does he call it? The inflation-free, non-legal tender digital currency of tomorrow, or something pompous and important sounding to that effect. And I forgot to open it up. I knew I was forgetting something. Okay. It should show up any second now, I think. There we go. How about that? That's the first time I ever got to open it since I became part of the XLO Streamer Boost program, or whatever it is they call it. And so I will be buying the most expensive Sentinel that they have. I have to pay 75,000 XLO tokens for this. Now this only affects me. What Clackaboy got was a license that lets me spend my tokens to improve my mining rate by whatever percentage. But actually, that reminds me. Hold on. I almost forgot something. Hold on. I'll be right back. Yeah, I almost forgot to mention. Hey there, Azurast. Yeah, for those who missed last stream, I got an XLO web online store that only I can access because I'm part of this program, and I actually did order a bunch of Pokemon cards that showed up earlier today. There are a lot more than these. I'm not gonna do a live unboxing or anything like that. Because I really don't even have a camera to properly show off what I've got. But these will be added to my collection, and really my only real goal for collecting is to eventually get one of every single Pokemon. That would be good enough for me. Preferably one of every one in English, though I do, for my vintage collection, I do have a certain number of Japanese cards that I got back in the day, but I do not actively buy or collect Japanese cards now. Before this purchase I made with my XLO tokens, I really haven't... Yeah, I can't believe... We're already up to month 3. You know what I just realized? Oh, speaking of Pokemon, there was the Pokemon Day presentation earlier this week. And believe it or not, I didn't realize this until today. I played a little Pokemon Pinball for Game Boy Color. I didn't realize this till today. That was the 100th game that I've played on stream. It was the exact 100th of each time I play. I guess I've kept a chart, and you can actually access it on the About page of my Twitch. Every single distinct individual software game release that I've played, I've kept track of, and Pokemon Pinball was my 100th game, and my first was Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm gonna tell you, I've got about 100 games in my collection that I just have not gotten around to playing yet. Now, real to keep up chat. Happy March means St. Patrick's Day this year, and Happy Easter. Yeah, a lot of holidays going on this month. I'll never forget. This is back when I lived in my parents' house. But oh, come on, Mario, you're a carpenter and a plumber. You're gonna tell me you're not wearing rated footwear? Where's your PPE, Mario? Really? But I'll never forget, my neighbors one year brought us over some soda bread on St. Patrick's Day. It was the most charming thing. And soda bread, it's just made with baking soda, and has a distinct taste to it. Now, there's something very similar. Now, often you will see soda bread made with raisins in it. And I've read some controversy online. There's an argument that that technically, if it had raisins, it was not soda bread. It was something called railway cake. Hey, we got the Mini Mario. Now, hopefully Nintendo does not take all these Mini Marios I'm collecting and use them to make a flood of Lemmings clone sequels to this game. Hopefully we get some proper puzzle platforming sequels carrying on the legacy of the original Donkey Kong. Alright. Oh, and by the way, if for those who aren't familiar, I guess the controller, the curator, the creator, I don't know, master, whoever created this currency often calls me on this weird phone that they sent me. And usually when they call, weird stuff happens. I'm not sure whether or not they're a human being or some kind of AI construct, but last time they sent me a pizza. So, I think they sent me that pizza because they misunderstood the idea. He was upset at me because I bought the Pokemon cards instead of this creepy, like, necklace he wanted me to buy. So as a punishment, he sent me a pizza, but I think that's because he might have saw a movie where someone sent someone a pizza because they were mad at them. But the point is, you send a delivery pizza and then don't pay for it so that they're stuck with the bill and have to reject the... Instead, they just sent me the pizza and paid for it and tipped the delivery person. So I think they kind of had the wrong idea of how that works. And I know they watch the stream, so the fact that I'm actually just flat out saying, like, you kind of tricked yourself into giving me a free pizza isn't going to make them especially happy. You know, it's fun. I really do not remember. I have not played the Game Boy Advance version of this game since 2004, maybe early 2005 at the latest. And I do not remember this music at all. That jump looks like I'm not going to make it, but I am. Yeah, I do not remember this stage. I remember that there was a lava stage. I don't remember this music. Because they they provided quite a lot of embellishments to the original soundtrack. Make it a little less repetitive, perhaps. Alright, so now we got... One thing we'll see this when we play the Game Boy Advance version of these stages. It is unfortunate to me that they kind of there was a fanfare, and Mario would be like, "Let's go!" when you put the key in the door in the first part of the stage. In this version, they just made it quick and just brought you over to this part. I really feel like it diminishes. Oh no! I really feel like it diminishes the accomplishment of completing the first part of the stage, because in the Donkey Kong game for Game Boy, which came out in 1994, the goal of every normal stage that was not a mini boss fight or a boss fight was to get the key to the door. So I guess the fact that they made getting the key such a big deal, and that was only half of the stage in terms of clearing the level, it could be seen as somewhat vestigial to the Game Boy Donkey Kong game. Oh my gosh, I got so lucky there. And I don't mind one bit. Okay. Okay, so now I have to deal with a different set of obstacles. Alright. Okay. So if we let... Yeah, I do like how hitting the switch sort of... Yeah, it switches the red blocks with the blue blocks, but it also... In this case, we've seen that mechanic before, but in this case, it really does sort of restructure the level significantly. So you go through the same area, but the platforming challenges are very different.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And the blue snippets. I don't remember the blue snippet. Now, one thing I find interesting, and it works well with this, they've recontexted. There were a lot of just Mario enemies in the original game, and in the original Game Boy Advance game. And this version, they've recontextualized a lot of those enemies as being toy Mario characters, which didn't really exist in the GBA version. Oh, I thought I was gonna land on top of him. Oh well. I don't remember a stage with, this looks like a stage that's gonna have vertical scrolling. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember stages with progressive vertical scrolling like this with a hazard on the bottom. Yeah, we'll get that. I'll collect the one up. Yeah, I definitely do not remember lava coming up behind you like this. So onto the onto phase 2. Oh no! That was close. I did not know that was coming. Oh! I thought I was gonna clear... I'm glad I got that one up in the last stage. I thought I was gonna clear it. Alright. Oh my... Okay. Do I have to go back down now? No. Okay. There is a way to get back over there, but this starting from scratch is probably going to be easier. Oh, I collected the present. Okay. I ended my game prematurely without intending to. Now, Collectible in chat saying their local Marie Callender's Marie Callender's restaurants? Marie Callender's has restaurants? I don't know. My only context for Marie Callender's is the frozen food brand. Your local Marie Callender's restaurants has a month-long $5 off any pie sale last month. They'll be enjoying a slice of banana cream pie very soon. Okay. Yeah, I know they're frozen pies. Like, they have frozen savory and dessert pies. I did not... This is like when I found out that A&W, which is a brand I've known my whole life. It's like the main... Yeah, it's not the best quality root beer, but I like it a lot. But finding out that Marie Callender's... No, finding out that A&W had stores. Like in little restaurants. They were kind of like, I don't know, like soda fountain burger places. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, we got all 3 presents. I don't want the hammer. Okay. We cleared another stage.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, honestly, like, I don't know much. I know I do miss New York just in terms of all my favorite places I'd like to go eat. And all the places I would have liked to eat that I never got a chance to. And when I think of, like, Disney parks, the restaurants are the most interesting thing I could think of, really. But, yeah, especially, but I'm looking at Walt Disney World Resort in Florida specifically. It is so ridiculously expensive, and your experience, every facet of your experience has to be pre-planned. Oh my, I mean, maybe I am going off 20-year-old memories, but I feel like the hitbox for these fireballs is a little different than what it used to be. So here, we cleared it. Okay. Now that would have... Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, I was talking in chat once about the Epcot fish and chips, and I remember that was like, all the international food at Epcot was fun. I liked the international. I liked like the sort of futuristic World's Fair aspects of Epcot as much as I liked the World Showcase thing. You know, it seems like Epcot has really lost its way. Like, it doesn't know what it wants to be now. And there's such... I remember going to Epcot, and there was just, like, a ride. And we went through, like, a hydroponics facility. And we just learned about hydroponic agriculture. And, food supply chain stuff. And I feel like that... I'm very certain. I'd be shocked if that attraction still existed at Epcot. I'm very sure that now... It's been retired, and if it hasn't been flat out retired, it's been replaced with some sort of Disney branded movie tie-in stuff. And it's like, I'm really going to pay thousands of dollars to go to Walt Disney World to be advertised at for your movies? And Cluckaboy's saying Epcot was their favorite Disney park when they went in '94. I went about 4 years after you did, and I think I got in just on the right in on the tail end of a lot of the older Epcot stuff being retired, and this emphasis being placed on like tie-in experiences. There we go. And Cluckaboy was saying it was called Living with the Land. Okay. And I believe it's still there. Yeah, we'll see for how long. I'm sure it'll get replaced with, like... I was gonna make some kind of Disney joke, but I'm, like, so tuned out of modern Disney stuff that I don't even know, like, what properties to make fun of. Is, like... Oh my... I feel... That was Dodo. I should have landed... I feel like I could have... That should have... I feel like I landed on top of him. Oh yeah, the Tree of Life. Yeah, I went into Walt Disney World Resort in 1998. And it was an interesting time to be there, because the time in the year we went, that was the year, Animal Kingdom, opened up. And we went right after the initial rush. We got there just soon enough after the initial rush of the opening of Animal Kingdom. but when we were there, there was still new park smell, and I just remember the Tree of Life, and I'm like, yeah, it was the only tree that there were no birds in because it was a giant, like it was a repurposed, like offshore oil mining platform. So all the animals were just not at all attracted to it. They just all the squirrels and birds and stuff. And it's interesting because I remember being on like the safari ride thing, like the safari ride savannah thing at Animal Kingdom, and I went to the original version of it. Now the original version was soon after I went, deemed too scary for kids, and was toned down a lot. But I remember being on the original version of it, and part of the storyline for the ride is that poachers have invaded the wildlife preserve, and they like killed an elephant, and you can see like the baby elephant crying over the mother's body and stuff, and I'm like, and you know, and on the ride, it's like a Jeep type thing, and then we start speeding up, oh, we have to hurry up and catch the poachers, and I'm like, I know this is a fantasy, right? But it's like, why would you, I mean, I feel like it's very pre 9/11 too, like why would you invoke the concept that intruders have come on the property and hurt the animals? Like, because I remember sitting in the Jeep as this was happening thinking, I understand that this is real. A kid younger than me might not understand what is and isn't real with this. Oh yeah, Epcot was supposed to be a prototype for a technocratic future city, where Disney rules it all and democracy is suspended, and because of that, they have because of the districting stuff they were doing to legally do this theoretical private city thing. There's this semi-private government that Disney's had since then that they've taken advantage of, even though they never went with the true legitimate city concept, which is interesting but also creepy and dystopian. Azurest, I think this would have been even creepier than Levittown. I think this would have been like Levittown on really bad steroids, at best. But, yeah, but lately apparently a lot of these private government, Disney's effectively had a private government on the site of the Walt Disney World Resort since its inception due to this. And their rights to maintain this private government have been recently challenged due to social political stuff that's really bizarre and complicated, and it's like, yeah, kind of things where I'm like not really rooting for any of these powerful entities and corporations that are having this ridiculous power play. Meanwhile, normal people just want to live their lives and be left alone. But I came back in here. No! Okay, alright. Alright, we're still in the game. I want to get a perfect on this. I'm very annoyed that there's not a star there. I'm very, there we go. Yeah, very, there's just something about not seeing that star. I want to collect all 3 presents. There's only 1 in the first stage. There are 2 in the second stage. Yeah, so it'd be kind of like, no, I mean, if they really did go along with this, and what I find interesting is that this darn it, I did it again, that this concept for this planned city was like the spoken wheel design, and so many things, like in the film adaptation of The Giver, you see this, and in Final Fantasy VII with the elevated corporate, darn it, I did it again, I need to not do that, and the corporate, the Singer Electric Power Company builds an elevated city ringed by 8 massive reactors, and as the only source of energy, they use that to dominate the world. And all these futuristic city concepts, you keep seeing these circular cities with these wedge-shaped, like a pie-shaped districts with these wedge-shaped there's like a circular city with districts in the shape of like wedges, like in a slice of cake. Yeah, like the space hub kind of thing. And you know what you can also see it in is in Pokemon Legends A to Z is what I believe it's officially called. And no, okay, there we go. Only one more. Yeah, so for those who weren't there for the Pokemon Day, Pokemon Presents thing, the biggest new announcement, well, a new announcement was a new way to collect Pokemon cards digitally, which looks interesting. If I did not have the physical collection I have now, this might be an intriguing way to collect Pokemon. You know what? The only reason I didn't collect that third present was just because I was too busy just collecting the Mini Mario. Yeah, it was not hard to get to at all. A new way to collect Pokemon cards digitally. In fact, you know what?
Oh, yeah.
How about when we complete this world, I crack open a pack of these Pokemon cards? How about that? My scissors are nearby, aren't they? Are they not nearby? Where are my scissors? They're always nearby unless I need them. I'm kind of strapped into. Oh, here we go. I've got my box cutter from my old job here. My safety cutter. Yeah, I sent myself to the hospital with this once, but because I was using the safety cutter and not just some random jackknife, I only needed a few stitches. If I was not using this, I would have needed reconstructive surgery, which the person who did my stitches was like, I cut my knee. He was very confused as to how I cut my knee in this particular manner. And he's like, how did you cut your knee? Because I almost, like, wondered, he almost seemed suspicious of how I cut my knee. He's like, how did you cut your knee here? And I was like, oh, I had this thing. And I was sent to the ambulance straight from work. It was that fast. And he's like, oh, you used one of those. That thing just saved your knee. Because if normally a cut in this spot, if you were a few millimeters deeper, you would have needed reconstructive surgery. So, yeah. Use the officially approved equipment at work. Don't use your own stuff. Wear your PPE. Use the official equipment that they give you to use. Because I got a check instead of a pink slip. But I left that job a long time ago now, and I'm very happy that I did because I came on board. I wanted to drive the forklift, and I kind of got hired on the expectation that I'd be driving the forklift, and then it never happened. And it's like, okay, I've been here for years. People are asking, like, wait, are you 18 yet? How come you're not driving a forklift? And I was like, I'm a lot older than 18. Oh my goodness. I thought, this is, what a strange stage. Huh. Alright. I mean, looking at this, how realistic is it? That's... Oh, I had the stage. I had it in the palm of my hand. I was gonna get it. And, well, that was just me being silly. Alright. Okay. Okay, so we grab the key. I don't know, I just find... I like both types of stages. I mean, I do like the key stages, because, you know, classic Donkey Kong. But the other types of stages are cool, too. That stream number is obsolete. Please ignore it. I forgot to update the stream number. Not that it matters, but... Yeah! He got flattened like a pancake. That's cute. Will I be getting a Shamrock Shake this month? I've never even had a Shamrock Shake before. I don't go to McDonald's, honestly. I don't. Like, it's not like it's not like a principled decision. I just... they only have things that I could eat or things that I'm interested in eating during breakfast hours. And I just, yeah, I've never had a shamrock shake before. The last shake I've had of any kind was, I had a strawberry milkshake maybe a year ago. But you know what I miss? I miss one thing I miss about New York. I've never seen anything quite like this elsewhere. It's the Mr. Softy truck. Because Mr. Softy, yeah, you see he has soft serve ice cream. But Mr. Softy, also, they would make shakes. They would make milkshakes and stuff, and I was the only kid I ever saw who actually would get milkshakes from Mr. Softy. It's not something I saw happen that often. Okay. Okay. No wait, that's interesting. Oh, it's a loop. Okay, I was about to say, how am I gonna go to the right and be back at the Mario Toy Company? No, it's a loop. Traditionally, it would just not go any further. But no, they set it up so that... Alright, I see what's going on.
Here we go.
You know, I was just thinking, it would be... If I were to play the Pokemon trading card game for Game Boy Color, if I were to play the... Yeah, if I were to play the Nintendo Switch Online version of that, I could very easily switch between Pokemon Trading Card Game and Mario vs. Oh my gosh, okay. It's the advanced controller. Hopefully this isn't anything stupid. If it is, I'm sorry, but...
Hello, Super Train Station H.
Hi.
It is me, Ed Kahn, the advanced controller of the great currency that is the XLO token, the inflation-free, non-legal tender digital currency of the future.
So?
I see you got your shipment of Pokemon cards.
Yeah, I got it back right here, actually.
I need you to sell at least half of them and send the money to me.
No.
I'll even let you keep the rest.
No.
It's the least you could do after you tricked me into sending you that hot, delicious pizza last week.
You sent me that pizza because you thought I'd hate it.
Fine. I'll do some more web browsing to learn more about mammals.
Okay, you do that.
In the meantime, I want you to go on eBay and put up as many of those Pokemon cards up for auction as possible so that you can sell them and forward the money earned to Emmy so that I may compensate the families of my victims.
Victims?
Mere, so that I can make right the survivors of the multiple, inhumane, vicious attacks.
Vicious attacks?
Don't worry about that. Besides, I didn't do it. It was those stupid boys.
Boys?
It's all their fault.
What boys?
Now they're in the permanent heck of darnation, big time for sure. Darnation.
Let's play the game. Let's go back to the game. He has me mine these tokens. He gets mad when I buy Pokemon cards with my tokens. And then tries to get me to sell them on eBay and send him the money. This guy, I don't know. Whatever. I don't care. Well, I do, but I'm not upset. I am upset, but where's the key? Where's the key? The key's way down here. I was about to quit out of the stage anyway, actually, because I realized I had got just... Wait. Oh, okay, I get... You know what? I forgot. The call made me forget that this is a stage... Okay, I was hoping for the lava to go down. I forgot that this is... I'm so used to the stages with the lava going up only, that I'm like, okay, I was too slow. I can't get the key anymore. I might as well quit the stage and try again. There's an option for that, right? Yeah, retry. There's a retry option. So let's see.
Yep.
I have a feeling the lava's about to start going up again soon. There we go. I'm glad I made the right call on not hitting that switch first thing. Because when you see a switch, your instinct is to... Oh my goodness. Your instinct is kind of to hit it, see what happens, but if I hit that, I wouldn't have been able to go through the stage so smoothly. Oh, wait. Alright, okay. Alright. Whoosh! Okay. Yeah, I don't remember these flamethrower snippets. Yeah, I don't want to defeat him because they seem like characters that are actually might potentially be kind of important to navigating around the stage in this scenario. Oh, I feel like in the GBA game. Okay, so these guys I can't. Okay. Hop on top. Oh, there we go. Alright, so I got all three presents. Do I go for... Yes, I do. And grab the... Before the dust even crumbles on those dissolving platforms. Very easy to take them out.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, time for the Mini Mario guidance stage. I really do regret that they took away the... What was it? The... You know, for some reason, I forgot... When I was playing the GBA version last stream, for some reason I forgot that they... For some reason, I happened to particularly notice the... Oh, I didn't realize you could walk on top of the... Oh, okay, you're meant to. Oh, only the Mini Marios can collect those. Okay, they could jump. I didn't think they'd be able to jump over all that. I don't know, whenever there's fewer than 100 seconds left, I take it very seriously, because in a traditional Super Mario Bros. Game, less than 100 seconds is a big deal, but here it's just... It's very normal. And so, boing. There we go. So we go through here again. Yeah. Yeah, this is like... I feel like these stages in particular are what inspired March of the Minis. Because in this game, at least you're puzzle platforming while guiding the Mini Marios. And the games to follow, it really was a strict matter of just pointing where you wanted them to go and them going there. There we go. Got him. That was cool. Perfect. Now if you're not familiar with this, each one of those Mini Marios that makes it to the toy box is another hit point you have during the boss fight against Donkey Kong. Alright, how does this one work? The World 2 boss fight was actually pretty unique. Oh, he actually successfully guarded. Oh my goodness! I do not remember that move. Take that. It's interesting how much, in terms of total hit. Uh-huh. Only one more. Oh. I wonder if they intended that interaction to happen or if it was just coincidental. It's definitely throwing them further away and more frequently later in the boss fight. You know, sometimes they stay, sometimes they don't. Got ya. There he goes. And it's kind of funny how this whole game is a thing. Yeah, you have to do a perfect run in order to get the gold star for this, but it's interesting how this whole game is a thing because Donkey Kong is so easily influenced by commercial messages. Merry Miniland.
Stop! Come back!
I do not remember this from the original game. I do not. And this is something I saw another streamer play. They're playing it here, and I do not... I want to take out... I'm just taking out right now. I'm just taking out my Game Boy Advance version of this game. I just want to look in and see if this existed in the original game. Alright, we'll go to our... No! This whole map was not... This Merry Miniland thing? This was not in the original game, okay? The worlds in the original were Mario Toy Company, Donkey Kong Jungle, Fire Mountain. Then World 4 was Spooky House, World 5 was Mystic Forest, World 6 was Twilight City. So this is so weird, because this has otherwise been one of the most literal one-to-one remakes they could have possibly done, and then they just add an entire new map, an entire new world. It's like if... that is the weirdest possible choice to me, but for that reason, how about... Yeah, I'm actually going to... I'm going to put that here. Oh my gosh. I mean, I was about to... Let's see what he wants now. Oh, here it is. Okay. Hopefully this isn't stupid.
Hello?
Hi.
It is me once again. Me, who is Adcon, the advanced controller of the great currency that is the XLO token, the inflation-free, non-legal tender digital currency of the future.
So?
I'm just calling to inform you that I know what you did.
What?
I know what you did with the pizza I sent you, you filthy little animal.
What are you talking about?
How can that be good to me? I should have known you'd use my pizza for evil. I know what you did. You used my pizza to make poop, and that's terrible.
You mean I ate the pizza? Yeah, I did eat the pizza. What do you expect me to do?
Shut up. Your excuses are disgusting, so stop it. You used my pizza to make poop, and that's terrible.
Hey,
I should have known
Jacob.
you were going to use my hot, delicious pizza for evil.
I don't think you understand why people
You
eat...
use my pizza to make poop, and you should feel ashamed of yourself. If want you to apologize right now, or else it is 100% over between us. Big time, absolutely right now, forever.
Good.
Wait. Are you saying that you're literally okay with never talking to me again?
Yeah.
Ooh, Super Train Station H, my beloved firstborn son and future inheritor of my non-monetary commemorative medal. I can't believe that after all I've done for you that you would repay me by being a noxious bastard.
Bye. I don't need to be talked to like that on my own show. How about this? How about we go to... There we go. This is not the Switch version of Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Well, I mean, this layout is for the Game Boy Advance version, but we're not playing the Game Boy Advance version. How about, I need to set, what do I need to set my volume to? We played Fire Mountain on the Game Boy Advance, and now we're going, no, we played it on the Switch, and now we have to change the volume to negative 18.2. Hold on. Negative 13. Am I doing this right? 13. And now it's going to be at negative. I see chat moving. I just have to mess around with my broadcast software a moment. 16. 18.7. No, we need 18.2. There we go. Yeah, Jacob, I don't know if you saw what happened last week. I do have it up on my VODs, but I'll explain when I get back. I'll be right back. I'm just going to go switch the cables behind my setup to switch consoles. Okay, I'm back. So, basically, if you, missed last stream, what happened was the advanced controller showed me this creepy website he made with, stuff that only I had access to this, not you guys. That I could buy with my XLO tokens. And it was an online store. There was some stupid online casino he wanted me to gamble on. I didn't want to do that because I'm not going to promote gambling on my stream. There was a bunch of useless stuff, a bunch of Pokemon cards. I'm like, oh, that looks cool. And what appeared to be a cursed necklace. And the cursed necklace was, he wanted me to buy it. I said, no, I'm not buying that. It looks like a prop from The Exorcist. I'm going to get the Pokemon cards. And so because I got the Pokemon cards, he got mad at me and said he was going to punish me. And by punish me, he sent me a pizza. But because he's a stupid robot that doesn't really understand humans, I think he had the sense that people send each other pizzas they didn't ask for as a stupid prank or a form of harassment. But he didn't understand that when they do that, they don't actually pay for the pizza. So basically, he just sent me a free pizza that I got to have last week. And so now he's mad and trying to make up a reason to get upset at me over it. Well, this is interesting. I said before that there's this reinterpretation of a lot of the enemies as toys. Some of the enemies that were not toys in the Game Boy Advance version were toys in the Switch version. Looking at I'm going through this for the first time with my own cartridge from back in the day. This is the first time I've taken a look at all this on the actual Game Boy Advance since 2004. So the fact that the Ninjas were actually toys in the original was actually something I'm nearly rediscovering here. Oh my goodness. I very nearly fell in the lava there. It's interesting that they just felt the need to put the words 1-up over the green mushroom. In any Mario-related game, a green mushroom, like the sort of the design vocabulary of any Mario-related game is going to be that a green mushroom is going to mean an extra life. Yeah, I feel like they made the music theoretically better sounding in the Switch version. But I feel like the Game Boy Advance version's a lot more snappier and to the point. Whereas they made, like, sometimes the Switch remixes, they meander and waffle around and wander so much that it's... Okay, I gotta keep my eyes on the blue one. On the blue box. That has the blue mushroom in it. Oh wait, no, this is a stop the arrow minigame. We got it. Alright. Alright, we don't need to... It's interesting that the Game Boy Advance version had these tutorials that would play automatically when you started a stage. The Switch version, you'd think would... The version that would have all these quality of life things. You know, looking at this Phoenix, this Firebird, whatever it's supposed to be, I see how the Switch version actually was a pretty faithful rendition of it. And I feel like the Switch version does this... It does more of a job of... Because I always said, like, I feel like this appearance of Mario, specifically the Game Boy Advance version especially, and notice the fanfare, the let's go! It's more of an accomplishment when Mario collects the key and brings it to the door. Yeah, the heat shimmer effect is a lot more obvious and pronounced. I think, lost a life there, so... Okay. I mean, just to, there we go. Oh my gosh, I'm making, like, it's interesting, I'm making the same mistakes. But I enjoyed the benefits of the same saves, I guess you could say. Okay. Yeah, the heat shimmer effect is a lot more pronounced. But I'm gonna be trying something new. Yeah, I'm gonna be trying something new this coming week. I'm gonna try streaming on Friday and Saturday. I cleared up my schedule on Friday, and so I'll be able to do Friday at 6 and then Saturday today at 5. Because the last time I really tried to go on a sustained schedule, well, I come and go from doing 2 streams a week to doing 1 stream a week. Just depends on what's going on in my life. You know, it just varies. But typically when I get into 2 stream schedules, twice a week streaming schedules, it'll be Wednesday and Saturday. And this time I'm gonna try Friday and Saturday. 2 streams consecutively. Because it's like, you know, I don't have too many obligations Friday night. I mean, I like to work Friday nights, but I could very easily just reschedule my workflow to Man, what is that? The sprite of Mario, like with his eyes kind of like blacked out. It's a little creepy. Oh. Man, some of these deaths, I don't think I've taken a death like that yet in the Switch version. They definitely made the fall factor much gentler. Why do I... You know what? And I think the Switch fall factor is sort of coaxed me into making much more reckless platforming decisions than I would be otherwise. I'm gonna dissolve, fall down here. If I did that, I think I would have had less opportunities to lose. Does he jump further in the Switch version? Because that's what it's feeling like right now. Alright. And hop on over here. Yeah, if I collect that one, I keep doing that. Like I believe the Switch version has lulled me into making reckless decisions in the GBA version, which it's a little less forgiving. Okay. And make this jump. Let's try. There we go. That's more like it. And this is the same distance, so we'll just wait till that rising block is out the way. Yeah, all I have to do is use more of the moves Mario has at his disposal. It's a very easy stage to. Yeah, I feel like the jump distances are a little more forgiving in the Switch version. Okay, I got 2. Keep our... Try to save the red one. Yeah, these minigames are completely gone from the Switch version. Move on to the next stage. I don't know, they show these intro videos for very, very simple concepts. Oh my goodness, I got burned.
Mamma mia. Here we go.
Alright. You know what? Is this stage inverted compared to the Switch version? I don't think it is. Okay. Oh. I don't know. I'm gonna take the... Okay. Yeah, alright. Okay, fall down. Now, Clackaboy is saying that they think it would be funny if the advanced controller spoke with an Irish accent for St. Patrick's Day. I'm just trying to... Oh my goodness, I hit the switch. I did not need to hit that switch. I didn't get the same mistake I made in the Switch version. I don't even know what the advanced controller's nationality is. And if... I'm trying to figure out what... They keep talking about these boys, and I don't know what he means by that. Hold on. And sometimes it sounds like he's putting on some kind of accent, but I can't determine what it is. Okay. Ice. Is this stage different? This does not feel... Oh, you know what? This is an interesting change. Okay. In the Game Boy Advance version, these are Shy Guys with flamethrowers. And in the Switch version, they turned them into Sniffets. That's a very interesting change. Yeah, they turned them into flamethrower Sniffets. And they probably created... They wanted to have an enemy that shot fire. I don't think there's any tradition of Sniffets shooting fire. I know they often shoot little bullets from their mouths. Which in the manual for the NES version of Super Mario Bros. 2 are referred to as the bullets of bad dreams. but I don't think there's any history of snippets using fire. So I think that's why they decided that having a flamethrower variant of the Shy Guys. Why did I feel like it didn't pick up my input there, because I feel like I definitely tried to jump. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm using the Game Boy Advance timing. You know what? I want to mention something. This, speaking of dropped input. No, I do think, but this is the Nintendo Switch Pro controller. Whenever I'm playing a game on Nintendo Switch, with very few exceptions, I'm using this. I got this back in early 2018. The main reason I got it is because when I played 2D platformers, I wanted to have a D-pad. I've heard so many people say that the Switch Pro controller has the worst D-pad they've ever used. I've never had input problems with this controller. Maybe these are like super high level, like god tier gamers who play games one frame at a time, but in real time, where like, oh, it's 1/1,000,000th of a microsecond slower, or something, where I just don't notice because I'm I'm an enthusiast of the game. So in terms of my skill level, I consider myself casual. And where maybe I wouldn't notice because of that, but I've had recently someone really tell. I've just said, like, you know, it's interesting that people say hate this D-pad so much. I found it to be perfectly fine, and I've never had any problems with it. And there's like, oh well, they're infamous for their bad control quality. Their lack of quality. They sent me all these links and stuff, and they're like, oh, it's like the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus. What you're saying just isn't real. And it's like, are you really going to dictate to me that the D-pad on my controller doesn't work? If I was going around saying, oh, you people are insane, there's nothing wrong with the D-pad. As I've seen on Nintendo, actually on the same board actually that I was on, people who are supporters of Nintendo saying, oh, Joy-Con drift isn't real, you people hate Nintendo, you're trying to make Nintendo look bad. I wasn't doing that. I'm not saying that. Maybe, and I even said in the initial post he responded to, hey, maybe I just got lucky and got a uniquely higher quality controller, or maybe I got the first off the line that day, and the rest, as they make more throughout the day, are just get worse and worse or something. And he's like, no, like, he actually said it's like Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny. It's just not real. My experience of having a perfectly fine gameplay experience with the Switch Pro controller's D-pad. And it's like, okay. Oh, what? I'm using... We're gonna take our time with this. I'm very certain, because there's nothing wrong. I feel like I have very precise control over Mario. I think what's happening is I'm just trying to use timing my muscle memory from the Switch version in terms of dodging these hazards, in terms of jumping off this chain. Okay, I'll just toss him. Oh, great. Well, good thing I don't care about the fourth wall break with the mini Mario there. Okay. Now let's complete this world. Maybe we'll do a, and then we'll move on to this weird new Switch level they made. This weird new world they added to the Switch version.
Here we go.
Okay. Man, I feel like this earthquake effect is really it's pretty. No. We know how this level works. We need to have that. Man, this earthquake effect is so extreme in the Game Boy Advance version. They were definitely right to tone this down in the Switch version. Okay, boing. Okay, jump up, up, up. There we go.
Let's go.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, they really did sort of eliminate the sense of accomplishment in completing the open the door stages. Alright. Use 2 chains to climb up. Yeah, so you just have to hold. Yeah, on the Game Boy Advance. On the Game Boy Advance, you just hold the direction you want, and Mario kind of makes that jump. On the Switch, you have to sort of hold the direction you want and make a separate jump. And I want to feel that that's how Donkey Kong 94 on the Game Boy worked as well. Alright. Okay, on to the Mini Mario stage. There are the 2 toads in the toy box.
Let's go, little guys.
Alright. Yeah, much back to the original, more simplistic music. I don't know. I appreciate what they tried to do with the soundtrack in the new version, but sometimes they just overly complicate the original tracks to the point where the people playing the remake, it's like a lot of the atmosphere is kind of lost. They're trying to keep it from being repetitive, but they go to the point where they make it like make the music more complex than it was composed to be. Alright, there we go. Get over here. Okay, you stay there. There we go. Okay, hey there, Bill Preston bought a license, paid 5,000 of their XLO tokens so I can get a license to get another Sentinel, which I have to pay for myself. So this one's going to be 75,000 is the most expensive one currently available to me. And wow, you saw a jump right away, pretty much. Okay. Well, thank you, Bill. I don't know. I mean, last time I bought Pokemon cards, I don't know if the advanced controller did call earlier. He was upset. I think he felt that I perhaps tricked him into getting me the pizza when I did not. He tricked himself into doing that. So, we'll see if he calls again. He seemed pretty upset. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna... before the advanced controller called, I was actually going to open one of these packs of Pokemon cards, because I did show off the box game, and I got like a number of packs. I don't know. I just thought it was something cool I could do. I'll just have to set it up for next stream. And by the way, I don't know if I announced if you were... Wow, we are taking the exact same amount of time. Okay. Come on. Come on. That was garbage. You saw that. Now, Bill Preston saying they're curious to see how this XLO token and advanced controller plays out. Yeah, I'd say at the rate we're going, it seems like there's going to be probably a major development no later than April of this year. And Bill's saying they haven't opened Pokemon cards since they bought them in the mall in '99. And Collectiboy's saying, I wonder what Advanced Control would say about the vintage XLO tokens they found on eBay. I don't know. They seem really interested in digital currency. So I don't know if they'd be impressed by an actual physical XLO token. I have no idea. Okay. Oh, I know. Hold on, I am not leaving you behind. It was I forgot if it was $3.99 or $6.99. All I know, my main experience with the Pokemon trading card game was I was, for a long time, like for the kids that were in my most immediate neighborhood that I was allowed to ride. Oh, we lost one. We actually lost one. That's the first time that happened, but yeah, I was the only kid in my neighborhood, in terms of, you know, once I got older and could ride my bike to other people's houses, you know, outside of my own little neighborhood. You know, I had access to more kids, but I was the only kid that actually played the Pokemon trading card game. Actually sat down and knew, okay, how prize cards work, how attacking work, how energy cards work. Because like all the friends in my neighborhood were like, energy cards were useless to them. They didn't know what they were for. And when they say, oh, I'm like, oh, let's play the Pokemon, let's play the game. It's like, okay, Charizard, I win. My health, my HP is bigger than your HP, so I win. They had like no clue how the attacks worked or anything. And I remember I went to one of the first big Pokemon tournaments, and for the trading card game. It was in New York City, and there were no prelims or qualifiers or anything. You just went and played and, you know, went through the ranking. I was excited just to be able to actually play the trading card game with people. Meanwhile, like, my mom was she was unhappy because I was losing. And, you know, she wanted me to have a good time, wanted me to win. But I lost, like, I think every single match. But the thing is, I had no one to play against. I had no one to practice with. I was happy just to play the game. I think if there was a local comic book shop or card shop that just had meetups where people played, I think that would have been great. But I didn't have that. So going to the tournament was the only chance I had to actually play. And I knew how to play. But Bill Preston saying they talked about this before, but their friends hated playing with you because you knew the rules and trying to teach them, whereas they just threw whatever Pokemon down and then attached whatever energy they had in their hand instead of just one and used attacks whenever. I gotta say, no, I think I would remember that. This is the first time I think you mentioned that specifically. I know for me, that definitely would have been, oh, come on. There we go. That definitely would have been, yeah, I feel like I would have remembered that, but whatever your friends were doing was a lot closer to playing the actual trading card game than me. I remember the first time I got a pack of Pokemon cards, it was a pre-constructed deck. It was base set 1 Overgrowth, which I believe was Grass and Poison, and the manual that explained how to play the game. I remember a little thing with Professor Oak saying, like, hey kids, get Duelist Magazine, which is like, I don't know if it was official Wizards. Yeah, I guess if it was being advertised in the magazine, I guess it probably was official Wizards of the Coast. Like, I never considered that. The fact that they were advertising Duelist Magazine in the original manual for the US Pokemon trading card game, which would imply that it was Wizards of the Coast affiliated, but I believe there were non-Wizards of the Coast trading card games covered in Duelist. And I was only able to get my hands on one magazine of Duelist. It wasn't a widely carried magazine in my area, and I was in New York City. Often, New York City is easier to get things. I only saw one issue. It was the Star Wars Episode 1 issue, so this is like 99. And the most interesting thing to me is that it said, like, hell yeah, it's our first ever Star Wars cover for the Duelist. And we know it's going to be our only Star Wars cover because it's going to be one of our last covers because there are only going to be, like, I think less than 6 issues left. And they're saying, hey, things are switching over to online now. They, you know, when it comes to information on the development of these games, you can just get it a lot quicker online, so we're going to be shifting to online operations. But Bill Preston saying that theirs was one that came with Gyarados. Their sister got one that came with Mewtwo. I forgot what the one with Mewtwo was called. Did I ever have a Mewtwo back then? I don't know. Actually, we're doing this. We're entering this timeline. We're going to do this right now. We are going to... Alright, we're doing this. And by the way, if you're wondering what that weird block is on the lower left, that is the real-time clock that I had on a lot of my layouts. I enjoyed having it a lot. but the website I used for like the atomically synchronized time changed their layout, and I used like a screen capture thing to capture the time and put it in my layout, and I don't feel like adjusting the layouts on every single one of the layouts that I put the clock on to update it. So and Bill was saying that they thought the Mewtwo would be one of the most powerful cards they played in the games because it was ridiculous in Red and Blue. I forgot what the classic Mewtwo was like. I'll be right back. So here's my main binder. What this is I'm just trying to have, like, so here we're in the range of the first 151. I'm not trying to get a full base set 1, but what I am trying to do is to get one of, now I would ideally I'd get a set, the like sort of native set from the time that that actual Pokemon was introduced into the franchise. But I'm trying to, oh, here's my page with Umbreon and Espeon on it. It was really hard. It's like, I want to put all the evolutions together, but no, I want to do it in Pokedex order, right? And eventually, and here we're up to Gen 3, because we've got Sableye, we've got Aron, we've got Trapinch. Oh my! I've got Trapinch and Flybon. I do not have Vibrava. I haven't been going out to buy specific cards, and it's funny. Like, someone I knew was they were divesting their Pokemon card collection, so I did get a bunch of these. And that's the only reason I got these. The collection I have now. Hold on. Now, about 25% of the cards in there are from back in the day. A lot of my old collection did get, you know, some cards got stolen and lost here and there. But, yeah, that binder is actually a recent development for me. I've only been collecting modern, and you know, for the last couple of years. I know they recently sort of did a set, a relatively recent set. I don't see it in Target or anything. I'll open a pack of these now, where they did the original 151 and sort of redid them, but they were highly desired due to nostalgia factor. But yeah, so we'll there we go. Now I don't have like a hand cam. Like when there are people who open these packs and they do really good proper sets. Yeah, gotta get that new card smell. Gotta get that new card smell, right? And Bill Pest saying they had first editions of the 3 starters, Zapdos, Philip. Oh man, you had a lot of good ones. One of the only cards I traded for back in the day, I traded a few cards for a Vaporeon, because Vaporeon was like my first original fave. I wanted to be a Vaporeon. Like I had like, you know, transformation daydreams about like going to the beach and swimming in the water as a Vaporeon. And I got art along that. Oh, a Voltorb. If I do not have a Voltorb, I do have one now. I believe I have Nincada, which is a Generation 3 Pokemon. Chimecho, I believe Chimecho is Gen 4. Does it come with a stick of gum? We're not, you think they, we're lucky we even get physical, I feel like I'm lucky I even get physical cards anymore. It's like, I remember Cracker Jack, when I was a little kid, my mom was so unimpressed with the toys in Cracker Jack. And now it's not, then it got reduced to just a sticker. Now it's not even a sticker, it's just a QR code for some nonsense on it. Oh, a Riolu. I do not think I have a Riolu yet. This guy I think I have one of already. We have a Kakuna here. We have Cramorant. This is a Sword and Shield Pokemon. It's a Cormorant with a fish jammed up its beak. You have a Sableye. I already have a Sableye in my deck, but we have oh my gosh! I got a holographic Raikou or Raikou. This is one of the 3 legendary beasts of the Johto region, and I just I did not, the first ever unpacking of cards I ever done on stream, and I actually pull something that's I don't think this is, I mean, this isn't rare or anything. I'm looking for the old like Gen 1 era, but yeah, this is actually a pretty decent pull. I don't think, I do not, this is a Pokemon I definitely needed for my collection for my Gen 2 set. And my dream is to have a binder, eventually 2, because it's going to get unscalable, of every single one in Pokedex order. So I think that's, and we're coming up on the time for a break. So how about what we do next is we'll go to our break. We'll do a, I think this might be a bit of a longer stream. I've just changed what we may be doing. And what I think I'd like to do is, yeah, what I'll do, we're going to play Pokemon Trading Card Game next for Game Boy Color. We're going to be playing it using my cartridge copy on Analog Pocket. I do not think I have No, I do have audio balancing settings I prepared for Pokemon Trading Card Game, because I did plan to play it and I kind of didn't. Yes, I do have Pokemon Trading Card Game for Game Boy Color. I don't think I have the XLO mining app updated for that, but hey, why don't we go to our break screen? Hold on, gonna go to our break screen, and I'll be back in 10 minutes, because the reason I'm doing the break now is because it's gonna jump me to break anyway. Yeah, isn't that chat delay can be a golden thing sometimes, but I'll be back in a little while. I'll get my cartridge for Pokemon Trading Card Game, and, did I see the Willy Wonka Festival in the Netherlands? I did not hear about that. I did not hear about that, Azure S. We'll hear about it soon. So I'll be back in 10 minutes. Where's my timer? Hey everybody, it's the Game Boy, the copy of Pokemon trading card game for Game Boy Color that was maybe literally within hand's reach, but just had an envelope on top of it. So I kind of had to go through my entire game collection in the closet that you see behind me in my streaming setup. And so the stuff I'm doing now is stuff I would have been doing a little while ago, but we do have appropriate music playing. Now I don't have a Stream Deck button ready for this. Actually, what I'll do, how about I just copy this one over, and let's see, Pokemon trading card game. Now, there, just make it makeshift. I just manually wrote the label over it. Now I just have to go check my no, volume levels. Where are my volume levels at in my document here? Pokemon trading card game. Negative 28.0. Wow, we're gonna have to make this. Okay, we should be back for the microphone now. Yeah, the game was only silent because I just hadn't... The game wasn't making any noise, but my mic should be in there too now. Alright. Yeah, look at my old ticker. Back when I did this obnoxious neon green ticker. Yeah, I rebalanced the audio for this, but I did not update the ticker for this. It has been possibly over 2 years since I touched this, and my speckled dot background. This is actually this is a pattern I took from the background of Robotnik Winter Zone and Sonic Triple Trouble. If you ever wonder what the backstory of that speckled background I think I've had since my very first stream, that's what that's from. But, okay, so I have this old thing from my... back when I used to do my, have my timers on screen for my breaks. So that was definitely a long time ago. You want to make that... I just want to get... And I can see... This should take seconds, but because of my system, it just... Actually editing my layouts in real time is extremely slow. So actually... I could tell from... yeah, the stream numbers actually do mean something specific that can be decoded. And just from seeing that stream number I have in that ticker, I have not played this game since 2022. And if I decoded it further, I'd know exactly what day on 2022 I last streamed this on. Now I can look at my... Now the space above my webcam that's blank, that is because I used to have a console cam there. And I'd have a secondary webcam pointed at my analog pocket. I don't do that anymore. For various reasons, some of which I've yet to actually play out, but yeah, so I don't do my console cams anymore. I do, and you might notice, this is running in Game Boy mode right now. Oh, come on. Okay, all I need to do, oh, come on, game, just let me just zoom the box out. Just let me zoom the box out. And yeah, messing with the ticker while I'm live is not going to go well. So all I want to do is expand. All I had to do was add the program I used to process my microphone, which I did not use back in 2022. And I just want to zoom out the box, and that alone is taking multiple minutes. And it's bad enough when I'm not live. When I'm live, it's even worse. So. And no, it's not locked. It's not I don't accidentally have the lock on for me to accident. And I do have this in Game Boy Light mode, which is interesting to see this arranged like I'm playing this on a game. The screen looks like I'm playing it on a Game Boy Light, but the layout is for playing it on a Game Boy Color. And if you do not know, the Game Boy Light was a specific model of Game Boy. It's a variation of the Game Boy Pocket, but it is not a Game Boy Pocket. It takes much larger AA batteries. It has less battery life. And it didn't just have a frontlit screen. It actually... Okay. So we're going to put out the cartridge. We're going to change the settings for the Game Boy to... we're going to just put it in Game Boy Color mode. And I did not actually have this game for Game Boy Color back in the day. Now, did I have the volume set right? The volume needs to be on negative... It's on negative 18.2 now. What does it need to be on to be balanced with my mic? Negative 28, so the volume actually might have been blasting compared to my mic. I really just turned... The main reason I turned the volume on when I did... Negative 28.0. Yeah, that should do it. There we go. You should be able to hear the game well and my voice well, so let's get into it. Now, what I was playing, when I was playing this last, I was basically grinding to get lots of water-type energy cards, because the first time I actually owned a copy of this was digitally on the 3DS Virtual Console, and I built a deck called Mersey and Friends, Mersey being my Dragonair, my Dragonair from the games. And so I made a Mersey and Friends deck, a Dragonair themed deck, specifically themed around Sea Serpents. So I had Dragonairs in there, I had Laprases, Sea Serpent adjacent, I had some Gyarados in there, and so let's look. Actually, let's just yeah, so I really have... Yeah, and it's funny because I like Dragonite, but I like Dragonite as its own thing and not as a not as a evolution to Dragonair. Now, I understand in terms of the actual mythology that the Dratini line is based on. I understand if you lived in Japan and understood sort of the lore around dragons that exists in Japan, or that maybe exists in Asia, like Asia, beyond Japan, I'm not sure, but there's apparently some cultural, some folklore-related context as to why Dragonair would evolve into Dragonite. That makes sense if you are familiar with the lore in Japan, like the actual historical, traditional folklore, that's sort of lost outside of Japan. Outside of Japan, it seems very random. But I do like sea serpents in particular. I don't know if I actually beat this, I have no idea where I'm at. I have no clue what kind of deck I'm using. I really have no clue what kind of deck I'm using. I don't think I've actually I have not built the actual Dragonair themed deck. It is a deck that's on my 3DS. I'm going to have to boot up my 3DS and look at my deck layout I had there. But I did do some testing late last year. One day, it was like a 2-day period, I just locked myself in my apartment and just did audio testing for dozens of games. But I did not actually update the layouts, which is unfortunate. And I really do believe, I believe there's an extent to which I think having a more variety of games within a single stream, because I enjoy doing, okay, allow, sorry about that. I do enjoy doing my longer streams, but it tends to be the case that playing one game for more than a couple of hours, I tend to get bored. And this is reminding me that having, playing maybe 3 or 4 games in a single stream and it makes it a lot easier to do a 4-hour stream. But in terms of physical stamina, I've been a lot better than I have been. But Bill Press is saying, do I have the Raikou card nearby? I do. Do I happen to know how much HP it had? It has 110 hit points here. It's inverted in my webcam view here, right here. So it's had a power creep over the years. I do not know the modern trading card game. That's the cool thing about the new digital trading card game, is that you apparently get 2 free packs a day, and there's a sort of an express version of the trading card game you can play that's suited for fast-paced battles. And oh well, look at that, Kalaka Boy has redeemed a Sodor lore reading. Hold on, yes, I've got it right here. And I'm just going to take the pocket off of the dock for this, because this is one of those games where you don't have a means to pause that stops the audio. So today we're going to read about, so it's deluxe, so we're going to, I forgot if it's where's my timer? Oh, whatever, we'll just read this, okay, so the Peel Godred branch. In their Act of 1853, the Soderan Mainland Railway obtained powers to build a branch line to Peel Godred, but never did so. As their successors, the Northwestern Railway inherited these powers. In 1923, the Peel Godred Power Company, a subsidiary of the British Aluminum Company, was formed to build a hydroelectric station utilizing the waters of the 3 lakes, Corloe, Dubhin Moor, and Loey Macon. A standard gauge railway was needed to transport their bulky equipment, since the clearances on the narrow gauge Mid-Sodor Railway were inadequate. They agreed accordingly with the Northwestern Railway, who held powers to construct, pay half the cost of building a branch to serve their works, leaving the main line at Kildare. The branch was built as a light railway, as where the gradients are heavy. It was agreed that it should be worked by electric locomotives on the current supplied by the power company. The traffic is mainly in freight, but 8 passenger trains run each way daily from Kildare. 4 of these run to and from Cronk, the locomotive exchange being made at Kildare. The branch line serves 3 stations. Now that's interesting. Now, for those who are not familiar, this is lore from the Thomas the Tank Engine universe. We are all familiar with steam engines, or as they infantilized it down to steamies, and diesel locomotives. But here we're learning about an entire branch line of the island of Sodor that was very seldom featured in the books, never appeared on television, in which the entire line is operated by electric locomotives or by overhead catenary. And no, we do not. This is even in this deep lore, we don't know the names of or anything of these locomotives. But we'll read the first of these stations is Abbey. This is now an unstaffed halt serving Cronk Abbey School and Village. It was built in 1923 as a private station. The land from the Abbey estate needed for the railway was given by the owner, Albert Regaby, Viscount Harwick, chairman of the Northwestern Railway, on condition that a station was provided for his friends and tenants. Cronk Abbey had the Regaby family seat since 1540, when on the dissolution of the Abbey it came into the hands of Sir Geoffrey Regaby. King's agent in Sodor, Michael Colden, the last abbot, became the Bishop of Sudbury. Sir Geoffrey turned part of the abbey into a mansion and founded and endowed a grammar school and some of the remainder. In 1870, the school, needing to expand, bought more land from Lord Frederick Regaby. With his grandson, Lord Henry, succeeded to the estate in 1947, he was faced with crippling death duties and sold the remainder to the school. He now lives in a small house on the outskirts of Sudbury. The school, now recognized as a public school, has developed on the model of King William's College, Isle of Man. It has an excellent reputation. It has some 400 boys and a long waiting list. Abbey Station is normally unstaffed, but at the beginning and end of each term when school trains are run, staff are drafted in to cope. There are, so far, no references to it in the books. And now the books have ended as of 2011, so there never will be any references to the Abbey. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I didn't add my mic program as a source, my audio processing program as a source to the Game Boy one. So yeah, there's a whole electric railway, a whole fully electrified branch line on the island of Sodor, so famous for its steam engines, that we'd never even hear about. Alright, so look, I've got a Lickitung, I've got a Rattata, I've got a Seal. Well, I forgot everything about these. I got a Starmie, no Staryu to play it with. Okay, let's play it. Yeah. That should help with that residual cough. Okay, let's put the Seal on the bench. Oh yeah, I can't, we're done with, yeah, this is a full-length, game with 6, I forgot if I got this, if this is the first medal I got or what, but, alright, the gym leader will go first, or the club leader, excuse me, in this case, so, yeah, I saw, I don't know, have a link to it, you'd probably find it if you looked it up, they used a lot of unique tricks to get the Game Boy Color to display colors it theoretically would not be able to display in order to accurately depict the artwork from these cards. And it's very interesting, like, I'm familiar with a lot of these cards here. A lot of the earlier cards in the trading card game. That Oddish, I believe, is a CG render. And so knowing... Oh man, I got paralyzed there? Okay. Alright, we're gonna play that bill immediately. Alright, Squirtle. Okay, so... Alright, I think... We're gonna give another water energy to Lickitung. No, actually, no, that's their first energy card. You might as... Oh yeah, he's paralyzed. Okay, so paralyzed isn't even a... yeah, you know, whenever, like, I even remember, like, whenever something in the game was named, I just realized, like, like, when you meet Bill in the anime, in the anime episode, Bill appeared and he kind of got himself locked in a Pokemon fursuit. It's like, what were you doing? Like, yeah, the sort of... Yeah, it's interesting thinking of it in that context, thinking back on it, but, oh yeah, so he's paralyzed. I don't think I have anything in my hand that's useful at the moment. Nah, so we're done. So you're just paralyzed for one turn, there's no coin flip. I'm sort of soft relearning the rules to different conditions here. And I think confusion is... Okay, so flip a coin if head's paralyzed. Come on, tails. Doggone. I'm sort of concerned that this Lickitung is not going to be around that long, but... Oh, and Bill, were you aware of... I was fascinated. I remember being fascinated by the card Imposter Professor Oak. Because, like, there were... Now I think sometimes they do it. Back then, there was no lore or flavor text for the trainer cards. And I was like, Imposter Professor Oak, what is this character? He doesn't exist in Pokemon Red, Blue, or Yellow. He is not in the anime. Who is this, like, evil clone or, well, evil imposter of Professor Oak? And when the Giga Leak leaked those like 1998 or 97 prototypes of Pokemon Gold and Silver before it was even a Game Boy Color game, they found Imposter Professor Oak in the game as a character, as like a field NPC. And it seems like he may have been something that they were going to use in like the Rocket Radio takeover. And then the funny thing is, there's several Imposter Professor Oak cards, and in those cards, he's always associated with... The first one just said Imposter Professor Oak. I'm like, what is this? And then the other cards with him were associated with Team Rocket in some way. So it seems like Imposter Professor Oak was a plot point of a character that they were going to use as some in the radio tower takeover scenario. And yeah, oh yeah, finally I'll be able to actually do something with my Lickitung. Alright. I can finally start building up some of my other Pokemon. Oh yeah, okay. And we're gonna start building up that Squirtle with some energy cards. And we will use Supersonic. Come on heads, come on heads. Yeah. I don't, from what I understand, I don't think there's so much of an emphasis on coin flipping in the modern Pokemon trading card game. It was a very frequent mechanic back in this time, though. And I found it, I don't know, Bill, if you ever seen me play this game before, were you watching me back then? I'm not sure if you were, forgive me, I forgot. I'm so very sorry. But I know that what I was saying back when I was playing this game more frequently is that it's really interesting when you take this original sort of, it's because it's not been since 2022 that I've played this. It's really fascinating how they managed to, double colorless energy. Now I get double colorless energy. I could have used that a few turns ago for Lickitung, but okay, May 2023. Yeah, it was 2022. hold on. Yeah, I have not played this game since May 2022. Where's my... There we go. Uh-oh. They evolved their Oddish into Gloom Gloom! And I thought it was kind of funny, like, this Gloom's name, and then, like, the vocal performance in the English dub of the anime is... Gloom's always like, Gloom Gloom! It's like saying Gloom, but it sounds so happy. Okay. Poison. Alright. You're not going to be sticking around that much longer. Okay, so we're going to... Yeah, it was May 20... Yeah, I played this about a year before. It was May 2022, decoding that that stream number. Alright, she's evolving all of her Pokemon. I'm gonna have a bad time soon. They're both... Oh, you can be confused and poisoned. I was not aware of that. Okay, let's check out this Meowth. Okay. Let's check it. Yeah. 1, 2. I believe that Squirtle does have... Alright, he has everything he needs. So why don't I play this... I forget if I have a Persian in here or not, but I'm gonna play Meowth. No, I'm gonna play... I'm gonna put this double colorless energy on... Yeah, double colorless energy. That's a card I wanted a lot. That's a card I was really hoping... Oh, that's one of those pulls I really wanted when I was young. It never happened. Come on, heads. No. And that's the knockout. Oh, no. This is not how I planned for this to go. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I planned to survive that and bring out Squirtle once. Yeah, alright. I like how the sound effect for the coin, whether it's favorable to the player or not, actually does vary depending on, like, when the opponent flips a coin, they're hoping to get heads, but if they get tails, it plays the positive sound because it's positive for me. That's one of those sorts of things that games frequently kind of... Oh, it's Omastar. I didn't even know I forgot I even had an Omanite in this deck. I must have the fossil cards as well. Well, at least I didn't... Squirtle didn't take damage this turn, which was what I was concerned about for a moment. We're going to... There we go. She's got a Bulbasaur. Alright. No paralysis, just damage. Okay, I'm glad I made a good choice in developing that Rattata. 1, 2. Now I only need... Oh, I don't have any energy cards, but yeah. Okay, so this is... It looked a little... I was never worried, but now it's looking pretty good, I think. 40 damage. Hey, good water energy. Man, all this talking's making me cough with this residual bug I picked up a couple weeks ago. I'm pretty much fine. I only cough when I talk a whole lot. And I don't have any more water in my humidifier. That helps a lot too. Big explosion. Flip a number of coins equal number of energy taxes after this. Oh boy, this could suck. Okay, good. No, that's not good. Okay. I'm gonna put another... Wait, hold on. We have to check... I forgot how Super Fang worked. There's damage to the defending Pokemon equal to the defending Pokemon's remaining rounded up HP to the nearest 10. Okay. We will attach... I'm gonna hold out for a Blastoise, because I do believe I have Blastoise in my deck, and... Where's my... Okay, yeah. Okay. You want to play that? There we go. So we're going to be able to take them out next turn unless something really crazy happens. She's... I remember I had a deck when I played this on 3DS Virtual Console, I had a deck specifically made to force my opponent to overdraw. It was a stall deck. Come on, Tails. Nope. Yep. Okay. And we'll begin building up some of our other Pokemon. Yeah, but oh, that's what the thought I didn't complete. It's really interesting what a thorough... Oh, another Blastoise. It's really interesting what a good translation this, you know, the initial Pokemon trading card game is to... It's a really great translation of the original battle system of Pokemon Red, Blue, and Green, and Yellow. Yeah, I think there's only one Dragonair featured in this particular... You're using lots of bills, you used a Professor Oak, you are really trying to draw, aren't you? Like, I feel like there's a chance I can end up winning by outdrawing. Okay. Excuse me. Let me actually... Now, I haven't touched one of these in a couple of days, but I do have some cough drops here. Now, it's a little tricky because I'm talking a lot with cough drops, which I normally don't do, and that's a bit of a risk to me. It's a little dangerous, but I'll be careful. Okay, good. Oh yeah, no, don't worry. These are sugar-free cough drops. So, yeah, Azrael, don't worry. These are sugar-free cough drops, so... It is so annoying looking over my broadcast software and seeing my old ticker format with those obsolete... Well, actually, I think a Pocket... Yeah, I still use... Well, you know, it's funny. I have the Pocket command on the ticker, but then on my Stream Deck, I actually just have an auto post for the message itself without using the command. Yeah, these are pretty old commands. I think they all still work. Alright, this is gonna knock him out. Bye, War Turtle. Thank you for carrying most of this fight. Computer search. This is when I'll have to... Card 2 cards from your hand in order to search for any card, put it in your hand, shuffle. Ah, man, I could have used. I would have got a. I would have had Blastoise. Okay. Oh well. All right. No reason not to build up. It's just not sweetened with sugar. Uh-oh. This is potentially not going to go well for me. You used another Professor Oak. Am I seriously? This is going to suck right here. Okay. All I've got is Seal. I need to... Okay, actually, this is... Huh. Staryu... We're going to... Yeah, I can't believe it's not honey. Now, if I just... Now, I will have... I'm telling you, I will just take a little teaspoon of just actual pure honey. And it's, like, better than so much other stuff I could try to use. Pokemon Breeder. Stage 2 evolution card from your hand. On the matching basic Pokemon. Okay, I get it. In terms of lore, it would make sense why this would be Pokemon Breeder. Okay. Alright, this is gonna suck. This is gonna suck. Alright. And well, the drop helped the coughing a lot. She only has 10 cards left in her deck. Imagine if she used Professor Oak and ended her game that way. I mean, I feel like I'm on the verge of... I'm not even going to end up using Staryu. Or Starmie. Staryu is the basic one. Staryu is the evolved one, right? Did it have to be poison? Alright. Close, but not quite. First, we'll put a... So let's check what's in our hand. We've got the Starmie. One. Okay. No. Okay. We've got... Where's Starmie? Where's Starmie? Here they are. Okay. Not that it really matters, but... Hey, Goldine. Yeah, I feel like Execute was one of those few Pokemon... one of the Pokemon from Gen 1 whose sprite really did not reflect, I guess, the intention of the artist, but what's interesting... The Pokemon Red and Green sprites, Red and Green being the original Japanese version, apparently they did not they created these creatures in pixel art. Like, the in-game battle sprites were what they created to represent them. Then they drew, like Ken Sugimori, then drew the watercolor art after the sprites, which is a really interesting design process. I have two different Meowths, huh? I have that one, and I also have this one. Darn. I mean, I'm about to, I think she's... Oh, okay. This one has Payday. What does this one have? Cat Punch. Yeah, this is a card... Yeah, this card is unique to the trading card game because it has a mechanic that would not work in the actual card game. It deals 20 damage to one of my opponent's Pokemon chosen at random. And that's not really something that would work in the actual real-life physical card game. Actually, we're going to use... I'm going to get rid of... We're not going to play this. Okay. We want... I believe I have a Super Potion in here. I believe I do. You know, I just realized I could have used this to get a Blastoise. Do I have a Blastoise in here? I thought I had a Blastoise. Yeah, I do have... I could have used this to get a Blastoise, I think. Yeah, I just considered that possibility. So, what was I going... I don't have any more... I don't have a potion? I could have swore I had a potion in here. You know what? I'm gonna get the Lapras. Plenty of hit points. Come on, paralyzed. Yes, okay, good. I like this. I'm doing good, but I also have the thrill of that uncertainty. Because if I was just steamrolling them, it wouldn't be that, like, intellectually stimulating, right? Okay. And I want to build up this Venusaur, because they can't do anything. Might as well play. Okay, this should win me the game. I'd be in a much more precarious situation if I did not win that last coin flip. And the club leader only had 7 cards left in her deck, so I was in a position to almost outdraw her, or force her to outdraw herself. Oh no! How could I lose? Please allow me to give you this booster pack. Age received a booster pack, Laboratory. Now it's kind of funny. I wonder if the Japanese version had booster packs that were based on, like, the imagery and stuff on the pack was more based directly on actual packs available in stores. In the United States, I don't know how FTC laws work. You know, in television, like with Yu-Gi-Oh, the cards in the show had to be changed. They didn't look, they look slightly less like the real life trading card game. But when they did the movie, that was a theatrical release, so they were able to make them look exactly like in the show. Because if they made them look just like the show, it would be considered, the block of programming would have been advertising space and not a content program. Wow, we got Imposter Professor Oak. We are going to have to take a break very soon, actually. So, Imposter Professor Oak. Wow. Okay, that's awesome. Your opponent shuffles their hand into his deck, then draws 7 cards. So it's the opposite of Professor Oak. Another booster pack, Laboratory. Pidgeot. Maintenance. What does maintenance do? Shuffle 2 cards from your hand into your deck in order to draw a card. Okay. So it's like Bill with a cost attached to it. And it's only a +1 instead of a +2. So Golduck. Gold Gambler, banned in Europe. Shuffle your hand into your deck, flip a coin. If heads, draw 8 cards. If tails, draw 1 card. Now I feel like my duel with you was quite fun. Please allow me to duel you again. Now I have to fix something in my stream deck so I don't go back to the other layout that doesn't have the microphone on it yet. Game Boy Color Pokemon Trainer. There we go. So. Yeah, well, all the water and the 1 cough drop has already made a world of difference. Because really, I'm not coughing like this, Azurest, off camera. It's really because I'm just sitting here talking so much. And so we're gonna have an ad break soon, in about 90 seconds. So what I'll do instead, I will just go over to. Hey, Pokemon Puzzle League music, how fitting. I'll go over to here. I'll trigger the ad break manually, and I'll just take a quick 3-minute break, and we'll come back for a lot more Pokemon trading card game. Well, I expect we'll go on at least till 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hey, I'm back. Where? Yeah, I'm gonna have to remove this clock from all these different layouts. There we go. So, let's check out, what status? So, we got the grass medal. You know, I think we beat her once already. Let's check out our... Yeah, I don't know why, but I have this, I always loved this main theme here. Something I found always very, so very appealing about this theme. Say, would you like to play the Pokemon trading card game with me? Oh, no, this game has a great soundtrack, but this, well, I mean, especially the title theme. Dun, 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 dun. I love that so much. And then this overworld theme. Yeah, let's fight Brittany. I was originally going to... Yeah, originally I was going to mess with my deck a bit, maybe swap out some trainer cards. I remember when the first expansion set, Jungle, hit, I remember being kind of disappointed that there was only one new trainer card. I just had a thought. What if I... Duelist... Hold on, let's see if I can... Oh my gosh, the... Duelist Magazine. Hold on. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay. Alright, we're doing this. We're doing this. We're saving this PDF. Hold on. Where's the download? CBZ. There we go. Yeah. Sorry, I know this isn't very thrilling to look at, but I did not plan on doing this. I did not think to do this, and I'm glad I looked it up when I did, because this is going to be very... Okay, so we need an opening Pokemon to play with. How about... Okay, I'm like... I don't see any. Where's my basic Pokemon? It would have made me shuffle if there wasn't one. Okay. Yeah, there are no other basic Pokemon, so I don't know why it's even giving me the option. I guess it's just sort of formally acknowledging it. Alright, I play first, cool. Hydro Water Energy. Oh man, the classic Pikachu. I had an E3 Pikachu. And I guess there's either two possibilities. Either it's sitting, I had a protective sleeve, but it was a thin enough protective sleeve that I still used as a bookmark. It's either sitting in a book that I gave away years ago, or that's in my collection sitting in storage right now several states away. The other possibility is that one of my bonehead friends from around the corner stole it. But yeah, I did have an E3 Pikachu. And it's funny, just E3, I never thought, referring to E3 strictly in the past tense like this, how the world has changed, gee whiz. Oh wait, did this open up? No, okay, we gotta open. No, I want to see. I guess I gotta open it up in from the downloads folder. There we go. There we go. Nice, nice. Alright, just a tease. Actually, no, it's gonna take too long. It's gonna just run. But I'll just say it. When this duel is over, we're gonna crack open the only issue of The Duelist that I ever had that my mom found at a newsstand in the city somewhere. I don't know, it's weird. Like, with all the newsstands and all the train stations and stuff in New York City, you'd think a magazine like that would be easier to find, but it just... Alright. Alright. Attack. The Duelist was a magazine that I guess was promoted by Wizards of the Coast, though I do remember there being non-Wizards of the Coast games covered in it. It was a magazine that focused on trading card games. They also covered some PC strategy games. Like I remember Myth 2 Soul Blighter being covered. And when I got my base set 1 starter deck, it wasn't first edition. It was like I probably got one of the first sets after first edition. And there was a thing with Professor Oak saying, like, "Hey kids, if you want to know like the best thing about the hottest news about the Pokemon trading card game, you need to buy the Duelist magazine for all your trading card game news." And I could never find it in the supermarkets, in the drugstores, in the pharmacies. I could never find it, even in the newsstands, in the subway, and in like Penn Station. I could never find the Duelist magazine. Then my mom found one of the only Star Wars cover issue, and it was one of the last. It was. Hold on, I can take a look at this right now. The issue of the Duelist that I got was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Was only like 9 away. Actually, no. There was only one more proper issue of... Yeah! Wow, I got the second to last... I didn't realize this. I got the second to last issue of The Duelist. There was only one more proper issue. And it's funny because my issue of The Duelist, I was excited because of it's the coverage of Pokemon Jungle. There was only one more issue after this. That's really wild. There were 2 Pokemon cover issues and only 1 Star Wars issue. And mind you, at the time, I think this magazine started in '96, so only thing going on with Star Wars at the time were the special editions going to theaters and on VHS. So Star Wars, it was a big thing among enthusiasts, but it was not ubiquitous throughout popular culture the way it is now. Or even just a couple years later. Okay, okay. We're gonna use Pokeball. And Pokeball being the only... Yeah, we won the coin flip, so we get to have... Wait, Oh, it's not like a... Okay, so we took out Pikachu. So is this my manager or... Okay, there's my mod view. Alright. There we go. So... This is gonna... I'm glad I picked someone who only had 4 prize cards. This is gonna be a much shorter battle than that the club leader battle. 10 damage. Okay. 9. You got an Omanite. Do I need... You know, it's... I have such a detailed list of what I was playing when, that if it says... You said May 2023? May 2023. Hold on. Yeah, so May 2023 or May 2022? May 20th? Hold on. Alright, May 2020, was it May 20th of 2022? Oh, it's May of 2020. You followed me during my Super Mario RPG stream, which is a game I will go back to, but it's going to be sort of a long-term thing from now, because I'm definitely going to be playing Thousand Year Doors Remake before I go back to Super Mario RPG. Yeah, you found me Yeah, I think you found me. I think you came in during the Nintendo Power when I was reading the Nintendo Power coverage of the game, specifically. I think. No, I didn't. Oh my gosh, that is not what I meant to do. I wanted to play Lapras. Doggone. Alright, so I basically just lost myself a turn there. So, okay. Yeah, we're done. I did not mean... I meant to put Lapras down and put the water energy on the Lapras. Doggone. Yeah, they announced it. Like, I had to leave town longer than usual for some business stuff, and it was during then that they announced the remake. And at that point I stopped, because if I do play the remake, and I don't think I will, I think I'm going to actually play the original version, but it just so happens that I stopped right before I got to the new content from back when I played in 2001. I got stuck on the Bunt Cake mini-boss in Booster's Tower. Alright. Alright, not... Okay, cool, but we're still gonna take the damage. Alright, time to start building up this Lapras. I think we're even in terms of prize card count right now. Do I have a Squirtle? No, I don't. I don't have a Squirtle. Okay. But I can at least use Water Gun. I would have been able to attack much more perform a much more significant attack if I did not was not too busy mashing the A button to do my input properly. Alright, she took 10 damage and got poisoned. Yeah, she has a ticking clock on her. I have no way to cure that poison right now. Yeah, we're definitely going to, yeah, I was a big troll with energy removal and super energy removal back in the day. Wait. Wait, I do have... This is my second turn. Alright. So next turn, we'll be able to take them out. It's a shame she's not going to be able to last long, but... Oh, cool. I mean, that's a good move for her to do. Come on. Alright. I want to go ahead and... Okay, so we want to... This is... That move may have just lost me the game. We'll see what happens, but... This, I'll be able to rampage through. Oh no, I miscalculated how that... Oh no, I miscalculated how that was going to work. You know, Cloud Boy saying they don't have any experience with Korean food, but tonight they'll change. You're going to a Korean restaurant you saw on Instagram. I've been hearing a lot. I mean, and maybe I was earlier on to... I heard of it earlier because I'm from New York, so, you know, it's a big port city, so maybe you'd probably get a lot of stuff from around the world touching down there earlier than in some places, but I remember hearing a lot about Korean barbecue, as Bill is mentioning. I've been hearing about Korean barbecue a lot, really since the late 90s, and in the last 10 years I've been hearing about it more in the different parts of the U.S. I've traveled to for work or have been living in. Alright. Yeah, I tried to get out a big, strong Pokemon to, and that'll do it for Lapras. Thank you, you did what you could. Yeah, not putting that energy card on the Meowth may have lost me the game. Yeah, and I have no energy cards. There's nothing I can do. Alright, at least it's not paralyzed. Not that it would matter, I can't... I mean, if I do get energy, at least now I can potentially attack. Another Dugong, yay, I'm getting some great draws here. And I'm guessing beating a club leader is going to give you better booster packs than beating a regular person. I mean, what? I have no other... Wait. I can't just play this. That's a level 1. That's an evolved Pokemon because I need the fossil. Do I not have the Wait, I just remember. Did I not have the fossil in my deck? I'm about to get wiped out by... I'm about to lose by not having a Pokemon to put out. Oh yeah, I need 2 energy cards for that. Meowth took 10 damage. Meowth is knocked out, and I lose. She has another prize card to draw, but because I have no active Pokemon, I lose. But the cool thing compared to a traditional RPG, because this is a card game, and it's dealing with it in a realistic manner, like, there's no anti-system, right? Like, there's no wagering system. I don't lose any resources, I just lose the time. And because, yeah, there's really... Actually, the only reason I'd keep a diary at this point is just to keep track accurately of how many hours I've been playing, because I've been playing for 7 hours and 30 minutes at this point. And it's crazy, like, I've streamed this game so many times. Not in a long time, but... Let's, oh, there we go. Alright, time to get out the, Actually, I'm not going to be playing any more games this stream, so... Alright, I just swapped my cable to go to my dual monitor setup. Because if I'm not going to be playing any games, I might as well plug in my second monitor from my capture card back to here. And then I could remember to turn off the analog pocket, because I won't be messing with it for a while. So Urza's Destiny reveal. I remember I got some Magic the Gathering cards around this time. I remember this the sort of reading all the flavor text about this character Urza. I don't know. This is like about the time I got into Magic the Gathering not long after that. So Duelist. This is from 1999. Urza's Destiny revealed. Exclusive first look. 12 pages. Star Wars. Young Jedi collectible card game, X-Wing Alliance, Episode 1 spoilers, plus 4 classic Star Wars decks. PC strategy, you have EverQuest and Heroes 3. So this isn't just stuff owned by Wizards of the Coast, but the fact that they promoted it in the actual manual for Infinite... Oh, what is this, Jade Cocoon? Yeah, okay, I never played this game, but mind you, I lost this magazine probably around 2002 at the latest. I don't remember seeing this magazine any later than 2002. No, I feel like I haven't seen it since the 90s. Yeah, so this is definitely gonna be a look back at some stuff some words I have not laid eyes on in a long time. But I do remember this ad for Jade Cocoon. And I wonder what the overlap is going to be between stuff that I have not thought about, stuff I genuinely forgot about, versus stuff that was retained in my brain, but I had nothing to trigger the memory to cause me to think about it. It's going to be very interesting to see which is which. Read 'em and weep. Magic the Gathering Urza's Destiny expansion introduces 2 new killer ways to wreak havoc on your opponents. Reveal cards. Cards show cards from your hand for game-altering effects like direct damage, counterspell, and life gain. And lobotomy cards. Remove all copies of a card type from the game, disabling an opponent. Hey there, Mecha Kong. Oh, I don't know if you were a standing guard in the Silent Squad or if you just wandered in, but we're looking at we started with some Mario vs. Donkey Kong, both on Switch and on Game Boy Advance. The Advance controller called with some nonsense because he realized that he basically tricked himself into giving me a free pizza last stream, so he was kind of fussing at me about that. Then I opened a pack of Pokemon cards. A pack of Pokemon cards I bought with my XLO tokens, and I actually pulled a holographic Raikou, which I actually do need for my collection, because my collecting goal is to get one of every Pokemon. That's sort of my dream. And and it's because I used to have a full living Pokedex up through Sun and Moon, but it's like I'm not maintaining a living Pokedex when I can't even play with all the Pokemon in the newer games. And on top of that, I don't care about the newer games, so like why maintain gameplay, Pokemon for the actual RPGs? If I get these, they're physically mine, I have them forever. So, but, and just by pure coincidence, I happen to have my DVD copy of Detective Pikachu on there to, when I placed it. But, we're reading, because of that, I ended up talking a lot in chat about the Pokemon trading card game, and then we ended up unexpectedly pulling out Pokemon Trading Card Game for Game Boy Color, and I was talking about Duelist Magazine, so I actually found that the entire run of the magazine is archived. You know what? Look at this illustration here. Help me, Obi-Wan, you're my only hope. A revised scene from Star Wars Special Edition? No. This is John Hazeltine's Metalworker from Urza's Destiny. And the sad, I have some opinions about AI image generation that have made people think that I'm in favor of the rampant, flagrant abuse that's going on by a lot of these companies, the way they're actually using it to make money. I'm not in favor of that. But, and one of the reasons, this image here, this is an image that you could just type in and get an image of this nature. But this art style in particular, the way it's solid in the front and their gears on the side, because this was made in 1999, I know that this was the artist's decision. Nowadays, if I saw this image and didn't know for sure that, oh, this is from a magazine from 1999, a thing like this is exactly the sort of thing that an AI image generation system would produce as a mistake, as a mess up, as sort of a means of giving what it was asked for without understanding what the user who prompted it wanted. And so now little artistic choices like this are going to be interpreted potentially as oh, this proves it was from an AI. Yeah, looks a little bit Dalek-ish, as Azurest was saying. So look at so what does a strategy fantasy-ish game magazine look like? Picks and tricks, get cards to play nice. House Rules plays Star Wars with magic cards. Deck Clinic bounces off the walls, and Show and Tell answers your questions. Magic Boot Camp tells you to get ready for Urza's Destiny, and Odd Man Out and Insider Trading cover the world of Magic, plus whether or not you're... Now, I don't know if the Star Wars collectible card games or trading card games at this time were owned by Wizards of the Coast. What would be... going with, when you talk about, game licenses and stuff like that, what... Because here we're just talking about House Rules. You're playing... Apparently they're mixing cards from the Star Wars collectible card game of the time, because there have been several over the years, with Magic the Gathering and making some sort of unique... If I were to do that today with actual cards and stream me doing that, there are potential copyright implications for me doing that. And that's kind of sad. I mean, it's... Okay, so here we go. I find your lack of faith disturbing. What you hold in your hands is a genuine collector's item. The first and last and only Star Wars issue of the Duelist magazine. Of course, if you're reading this, you've already broken the seal on the polybag and cut the resale value in half. How will I know we'll never do another Star Wars issue? That's easy. This is also one of the last issues of the Duelist magazine. Okay, pick your jaw up off the floor and let me explain. A few months ago, the editorial staff came up with the great idea of celebrating the release of Phantom Menace, the special issue, sporting extra content devoting to that other TCG. At the same time, we're doing some soul searching, okay, market research, just to determine what kind of content we should provide our readers and the best way to deliver that content. It turns out most of our content is targeted at tournament level players. I know that's a real shock. Further, it seems that most tournament-level players are going to the World Wide Web to get their strategy and news because the web is more timely than a monthly magazine. Another real shock to us, let me tell you. So what do? We face two choices. We could dumb down the content and turn Duelist into a playground for beginners, or we could go weekly and compete with other websites that are stealing our readers. Of course, we chose the latter course. What many of you don't realize is that it takes about a month to create the Duelist. Oh, it takes about a month? You don't say. You don't say. It takes a month to create a monthly issued magazine. I mean, I understand that they're trying to be like sort of frank about it. Now we'll get to the email address I just saw, but bypass several major steps involved in publishing a magazine, namely printing and shipping. I'm sure most of you already realize where this is heading. As of August 1st, the last issue of the paper Duelist will be on stands, and all of the great Magic strategy news you come will be exclusively on the newly revamped Duelist website, duelistmagazine.com. The Duelist website will feature weekly columns from the best Magic minds of the game, as well as strategy for great Five Rings publishing games like Legend of the Five Rings and Doomtown. We'll also publish up-to-the-minute news from the Grey Walls here in Renton, exclusive previews, including Duelist Price Index. All of this content will be timely, relevant, and the best part, free to anyone with a modem and a web browser. That's pretty much every tournament-level Magic player in the world. If you have any questions about this, I'll be glad to answer them all. You can reach me at will@wizards.com. What? Well, first off, wizards.com, that kind of proves that this is a Wizards of the Coast public, magazine. But, oh yeah, just the idea of hey, just email me. I mean, it's just business email, but this the idea of, hey, just email me and I'll address your concerns. So here's all the, I think this is all, it's published monthly by Wizards of the Coast, Inc. Dune trading card game. So so a lot of these games are not published by Wizards. So it's kind of interesting that this Wizards published magazine is kind of promoting things that would theoretically be. This is kind of. I mean, there's a big focus on Magic the Gathering and other Wizards published games, but this is kind of the equivalent of Nintendo Power covering Sega Genesis games in the early 90s and TurboGrafx games. It shows how much different this strategy game, collectible card game, fantasy game market is compared to the video game. Now, Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. This is a game I have on my list to get for Nintendo Switch, because this game is available on the Switch. I remember renting this back in the day. I don't know if I did that good at it, but I sure had a lot of fun. Planescape Tournament. I do not remember this game at all. I never played this. The email strikes back. Whatever it takes to get there. Magic the Gathering Tournament Pro Tour Qualifier. Oh, Psychological Test 7, Discovering Your Inner Self. Do you see a ballerina in worn slippers and pink tutu smelling a faded rose? Oh my gosh. I remember this ad, but I didn't remember what it was for. This is for Bloody Roar 2. Yes, I see the hold on. Yes, I see the ballerina. I also happen to wear my pants too tight. And no, I see the noble savage that lurks deep in my subconscious mind. After all, man is a combination of the sophisticated and the primitive, of the learned and the instinctual. Bloody Roar 2 is the perfect outlet for my animal aggression. Every scorching slash, pulverizing punch, and bone-cracking combination is rendered with deadly clarity. I can morph into multiple beasts, including hidden monstrous warriors. I can even create my own devastating fighting combinations. We should never try to deny the animal. We need to unleash this beast within us, or all die trying. Mood Rage. post to livejournal.com. Because this reads like a LiveJournal post. This really does. Yeah. Bloody Roar 2. Leader of the New Age. According to the in-game voiceover. Yeah, me and my brother rented this once, and it's like, oh, cool, transformation fighting game. This is neat, but yeah, I don't remember this. Ow, I'm bleeding. I need a Band-Aid. I cut myself on the edge of this ad. I mean, honestly, they probably did. I mean, if you're an edgy preteen, like wannabe werewolf or something like that, yeah, that ad probably sold quite a few copies. So Portal, Three Kingdoms brings Chinese history alive. The Empire, long divided, must unite. Yeah, I forgot. There was this... I believe there was this era of Magic the Gathering that was sort of... I don't know how accurate it is to the genuine, lore, but it was at least loosely based on Chinese mythology and history. But so begins China's epic drama, Romance of the Three Kingdoms. As important to Asia as the Homeric and Arthurian tales are to the West, the Three Kingdoms story spans a pivotal 100-year stretch of Chinese history. Portal Three Kingdoms is a starter-level Magic the Gathering product designed around the Three Kingdoms epic. It is the first Magic expansion since Arabian Nights to be designed around an Earth-based history, and features many legendary cards of famous Three Kingdoms characters. It also features new mechanics such as horsemanship, roughly equivalent to flying, designed specifically to appeal to new players who are already familiar with the Three Kingdoms story. Three Kingdoms will not be generally distributed in the United States, but will be available in May in Japan and worldwide in July. Players can explore Three Kingdoms with a starter game, booster pack, and also 3 pre-constructed decks, each representing one of the Three Kingdoms. The Shu Kingdom features, I don't know all the lore of these different kingdoms, but yeah, the Portal 3 Kingdoms features vibrant art by popular Asian artists and will appeal to both collectors and players alike. It's really interesting. Anniversary set brings back old school D&D. Yeah, so this was back when this was back when I think TSR, the Sacred Realm, was separate from Wizards of the Coast at that time. I think now they're under the same umbrella with Hasbro as the parent company, I believe. But to commemorate TSR and D&D's 25th anniversary, I mean, to think, it was 25 years old in 99, and this magazine is 24 years old now, I think. Yeah, this is 99, so let's say 2000. It's 2024, so it's almost... So this is the 25th anniversary. It's almost 25 years old now. So... Hey there, Zax. Am I late to join the stream? We're in the back half of the stream. It's not going to go on for more than an hour. What's been going on so far? We started with Mario vs. Donkey Kong on Nintendo Switch. Then we moved on to, we played through the same world of Mario vs. Donkey Kong on the Game Boy Advance. Then, the Advance controller of the Great Currency called. He was upset because I spent my money on these Pokemon cards, and because he was upset last week, he sent me a pizza, and then he realized that he basically tricked himself into buying me a free pizza. So then he called and he was mad about that, and he wanted me to sell the Pokemon cards on eBay so that I can, I don't know, it was weird. But I'm keeping these because I pulled a shiny Raikou out of these, and this was a live opening. I really did not. But right now, what we're reading through now, Zax Master, we are reading through the Duelist magazine. And what the Duelist magazine was, a magazine from Wizards of the Coast. Yeah, I lost a lot of mine. I started recollecting, recollecting, a couple of years ago. But I got probably some of the first I got in the Pokemon trading card game right when it came out in the U.S. right after the first edition period, and there was an advertisement in the manual that explained how to read the rules for Duelist Magazine, which was a magazine by Wizards of the Coast that focused on their own trading card games as well as strategy games and the like by others, and some PC games of the fantasy sense. And I'm reading through this magazine from 1999. That was one of this is the second to last issue of the magazine, actually, because I read it earlier that they're going to an online only model, or were at the time. I'm sure they're not but yeah, so we're just checking out this magazine. I lost this magazine around, I don't remember, there was no point where like, oh, I forgot my magazine on the train or something like that. It just sort of vanished at some point. And so we're reading through this. So, Doomtown, that was like a sort of a fantasy, supernatural take on the American Old West. So we got some Star Trek novels here. Beginning in June, 2 new books every month. Gee whiz. Give her 5 minutes, and she'll break her heart. And she'll break your heart. Oh, I thought it was going to be like a give her 5 minutes, and she'll break her heart. Give her a half hour and something else, or something to that effect. Give the Duelist 5 minutes, and you can win free Magic the Gathering for a year. Yeah, Duelist Magazine. Global Gory is here. Yeah, so I was... this helped me. Oh my gosh. Okay. Not every card created and designed makes it through the development process. The fate of these unwanted cards is in a mysterious folder hidden in R&D called Extra Pulled. Magic is currently published in 9 languages, 10 if you count simplified Chinese separate from traditional Chinese. Few people realize there are languages that were designed and never translated, and were never actually printed. This month's entry includes a card from a language that never saw the light of day, Canadian, translated by a resident Canadian DCI tournament manager, Jeff Donas. Wrath of God. Bury all creatures, eh? God was going to be merciful, but then he heard Alanis. Isn't it ironic? Oh my gosh. Earth not all that you hoped for. Yeah, I escaped to Cybertown. This is not a game I remember the existence of. So Sneak Attack, Pure Magic, Pure DC, Mage Wars. Mage Wars is a Star Wars themed variant for regular 60 card Magic decks. Use Magic rules unless these rules override them. Good luck and may the mana be with you. That's interesting. So they basically created a whole new, unique game using Magic the Gathering cards. Okay. So we have some deck concepts here. Okay. Are you... yeah, I forgot about this. Lots of these quiz type things. Yeah, this is a quiz for your Magic the Gathering playstyle, pretty much. Now, Magic Star Wars Episode 1, collect it, play it, trade it, use the Force anywhere. With the Young Jedi collectible card game, you can carry the Magic of Star Wars in your back pocket. With the first expansion, The Menace of Darth Maul, released in May '99. So this is in the lead up to Star Wars Episode 1. So we're checking out. Make every spell count against permission. So we got. So here's some cards. Like, I don't know, I don't remember what it is, but this card right here, this is a card I had, whatever this is a card I had and actually did play with when I was getting into Magic the Gathering. Gen Con 99. The big, is Gen Con still a thing? Yeah, all the newest band cards. Darkstone, Shattered Light. Delivers what CRPG games have been clamoring for, customization. Shattered Light is the first RPG to I don't know why, but I very vividly remember this this warrior with the sword here. And I just remember, like, their face looking just a little gormless, like they don't realize, like, why am I here? I look a little confused. Like, something about the face, because there's not, you know, because the dragon man here is not quite in a spot where you would necessarily, yeah, there's no line of sight. Like, the line of sight's kind of like here, but the yeah, it just looks a little odd. What is, I forgot what a CRPG is. That CRPG? Oh, it's just a computer role-playing game. Okay, I thought so. I'm like, it seems, I think, a computer role-playing game, but it might be something else. No, it's just a computer role-playing game. Okay. Yeah, I think they're supposed to be dressed like some kind of old-timey, like, faux medieval cleric. So these are going to be... These are probably going to be... If I read through... I'm going to read through more of these magazines. They're probably going to be things I'm more going to just sort of scroll through and just comment on. But yeah, I really... Yeah, if I was bigger into Magic and been playing for a long time by this point, I'd probably have a lot more... Recruiting a new player. Oh yeah, this is right when the actual sort of starter set came out. Because I remember casually people would call pre-constructed decks starter decks, but this is where they actually made a sort of set that's based around teaching two people to play each other how to play the game. Okay. But the reason... Now this is interesting. Wookiee, Jedi, lightsaber, X-Wing. Kind of scary when you think these words were first spoken for the first time only 22 years ago. Since then, George Lucas's Star Wars movies have impacted nearly every aspect of our daily lives. It has been parodied in Hardware Wars and Spaceballs, adored Ross's fantasy on Friends, Silent Bob and Chasing Amy, and quoted, "Do or do not, there is no try, may the force be with you. Sometimes I amaze even myself, stay on target." Okay, maybe there are a few lost souls whose exposure to the classic trilogy is less than complete. In fact, just the other day I had to explain to a youngster what a Wookiee was, the horror. Still, with Episode 1, The Phantom Menace finally in theaters, public awareness is an all-time high. It's time to flaunt that Star Wars knowledge. It's also a perfect opportunity to get those uneducated friends into Star Wars trading card games, action figure collecting, video games, and other unproductive pursuits. If they object, remind them that the geeks are now the mainstream. If they still object, drop them a line. I'll sick my pet mind knock on them. Come in 3PO. His usually golden robe protocol droid and his blue and white astromech counterpart R2-D2 are known the world over. Grab your Hydra Spanner because we're going to open up these... I mean... I don't know, this is just a bunch of Star Wars lore. This is just a bunch of Star Wars lore. It's nothing... Now, I remember this. I know people were collecting these Star Wars Episode 1 cans. And, like, this is how I first learned that there's, like, a Darth Maul. Like, oh, there's, like, going to be some kind of predecessor to Darth Vader. And that's like, this is like the Darth Maul was really the introduction of the idea that Darth was a title, because in the actual Star Wars movies, the Sith are the actual original trilogy. The Sith are never mentioned. The Emperor is just called the Emperor. He is never referred to as Emperor Palpatine. But if you read the expanded universe books, I didn't know that, but I knew like the toys and that would come with trading cards mention him as being named Emperor Palpatine. So when I see these Star Wars cans and there's a guy called Senator Palpatine, it's like, the Emperor, and for my trading cards, I know he's called Emperor Palpatine, and there's a guy called Senator Palpatine. He's clearly going to be, this is clearly the guy who's going to be becoming the Emperor, and we're going to see his various schemes and machinations to become the Emperor by the time the original movies take place. Yeah, this makes me want to play Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Yeah, the X-Wing games. Yeah, Bill, you remember those Pepsi Star Wars cans? Oh yeah, and this is like when they do, I know in the magazines that have like bridge and chess puzzles. Here we've got Magic the Gathering puzzles. Dogs playing Magic the Gathering, cute. Instead of dogs playing poker. Oh yeah. Want to see more? Subscribe to Dragon Magazine. Yeah, I'm sure this did get certain young men to subscribe. And I was one of those people that was like, want to see more? I'm like, what? It's just it's a woman with bat wings. I know what's behind the picture. And just went right over my head, and it still doesn't really do anything for me now. So I guess they didn't get enough people excited with that picture because I don't think they're around anymore. 5 rings and 4 easy steps. So Legend of the Five Rings. I almost said Lord of the Five Rings. Legend of the Five Rings was... Yeah, this is a... yeah, this is a game I don't know anything about. I just knew it was around. All right, here we go. This is what we came here for. This is what I was here for. And like, yeah, it's interesting because looking at the tone of the rest of the magazine, there really wasn't. And I was already interested in Magic the Gathering, and it was not. It was very obtuse and sort of mysterious. You couldn't just walk into Target and get Magic the Gathering. You had to go to like really specialist shops back then, and this is living in New York and I remember watching some teens or young adults playing, and just being very just fascinated by. I remember watching people play remember being a little kid and watching people play chess in Washington Square Park and being like, like what is this? This is interesting. And that's how I felt watching people play Magic for the first time. It was in a flea market, but anyway. Where can you catch the next wave of Pokemon? Deep in the Pokemon jungle. Now, because this is being published by Magic the Gathering, I mean by Wizards of the Coast, as you know, they have a good relationship with town. They make sure they put that accented E over every instance of the word Pokemon. But no, what I was getting at was they weren't a great deal of, I guess, kids could play Magic the Gathering. They could play Magic the Gathering now more than ever, I'm sure. But in terms of something a little more lighter in tone, a little more accessible, a little more family friendly, there's no necromancy or profane magic or people being killed in Pokemon, right? There wasn't much like this. So Magic the Gathering just being a trading card game, a lighter, more lighthearted, more family-friendly trading card game was kind of a new thing then. There are several now. I know like MetaZoo is at least big enough that you could walk in a Target and get it now, but Pokemon trainers from all over the world know where to look for mysterious new Pokemon, and even a few familiar ones, and in July, you'll know too. This summer, you'll have the chance to venture deep into the Pokemon Jungle, the first expansion of the fantastic Pokemon trading card game. Wizards of the Coast and Nintendo have traveled deep into the forest primeval to bring out some more amazing Pokemon, including a brand new version of everyone's favorite, Pikachu. Now, this is before the internet. Remember, my friends didn't have the internet? I got the internet, maybe, this is around the time I got the internet, but even on the internet, you could not find previews of stuff quite like this at the time. Michael G. Ryan is always just in Safari, even in Seattle, where jungles are rare. Just who or what lives in the jungle? Well, this time around, Pokemon trainers will try to stack down 64 new cards. 16 of these will be rare, and 16 more will be even rarer. They're holographic versions of the 16 rare Pokemon. Among these rare Pokemon is the powerful Nidoqueen, a Stage 2 Pokemon with an attack called Boyfriends. You see, the Nidoqueen does quite a bit of damage if some Nidokings are in play. I forgot about that mechanic. Even Nidoqueen's basic Pokemon, Nidoran Female, works hard to make sure that Nidokings have a chance of joining the family by letting you search your deck for a Nidoran Female or Nidoran Male. That's royalty loyalty. I forgot that even very basic, very simple, unextraordinary cards, within the 151, it wasn't until Jungle, and then it was not until Fossil, I believe, that the first 151 were all available in card form. Even common and uncommon Pokemon will give trainers lots of new ways to become a Pokemon master. There's Mankey, a strange little Pokemon with a very unusual Pokemon power. With Mankey's peak power, once per turn, you may look at the top card of either player's deck and a random card from your player's hand. Yeah, so they're just previewing some of the abilities these cards have. Oh, and there they are. There's Vaporeon. That's a card I remember trading for that. That was my favorite card. That was my, shape-shifting daydream creature. It was definitely Vaporeon during this time period. But it looks like Jeff Bezos needs some new gold leaf to line his hot tub, because in about 2 minutes they're gonna shove an ad on us. So what I will do instead is, how about we go to our break screen. I put us on a 2-minute break. Where's the break? Where's my timer? There we go. Put us on a 2-minute break. I get up, stretch, refill my water bottle, and because no one should have to subscribe in order to not be interrupted as I stream. So I will see you all in a couple minutes, and we'll get right back to we'll finish this magazine off and call it a stream. Hey, we're back. Okay. So we're gonna finish this. We're gonna finish this magazine and call it a stream. But if you are just joining, I'm reading a magazine from 1999. It was one of the second last issue of Duelist magazine before they went to an online only operation. And this is the only issue I ever had back in the time. And now I don't know how much. I did not have Nintendo Power when Pokemon hit. So reading through some of that material is going to be an interesting experience. Hold on. Where is that? I ended up burying the cartridge in my little box I keep next to the computer. But, here we go. So, this is, this is my childhood copy, but this is the copy we'll be playing. I'd say sometime, if it's this month, it'll be late this month. I doubt it. It'll be April. I expect it will be April, because and Bill Preston's mentioning that they remember those little mini mags that came with Nintendo Power. I remember that they existed. I don't remember looking through them. But I do have PDFs of them. We'll be covering that along with Pokemon. It'll probably be in April that I play this. And when I play this, I'm really excited to actually get to play this, and not even the advanced controller is going to really be able to spoil this for me, I hope. If not, I'll have to make other plans. But, yeah, I'm not sure. It's not going to be late this month. There are a lot of unique layouts and preparation work I have to do before I move over into Pokemon. And this is Pokemon. I've been planning for years and years and years. I've been planning this before I started streaming, so there's years of preparation, making all the layouts the unique way that I want to cover Pokemon Red. And I'd say it's probably going to be in early April. Now that I'm moving to 2 streams weekly, I'm going to see how this works, because I'll be streaming next Friday and next Saturday. Friday at 6, Saturday at 5. We'll see how this works, but going on. Yeah, so this is... Yeah, the evolutions were introduced in Jungle here. And I liked all 3 of the original evolutions. Vaporeon was my favorite. Vaporeon is I daydreamed about being a Vaporeon and swimming in the ocean like Mr. Limpet. If you know who Mr. Limpet is. Eevee come, Eevee go. Every trainer knows that many Pokemon evolve, growing into bigger and more powerful Pokemon. While in the jungle, we found some evolved Pokemon that grow from Pokemon from the original set. There's Clefairy, a fairy Pokemon that evolves. Wow, a fairy Pokemon. But long before there was an actual fairy type. But it evolves from Clefairy. There's the next stage of bird Pokemon, a Pidgeot that evolves from Pidgeotto. But in the jungle, almost anything can happen. When it comes to evolution, one Pokemon can grow into 3 different forms. Eevee may seem like a basic Pokemon, but when it starts to grow, there's nothing common about it. Eevee begins as a colorless Pokemon with a pair of attacks, tail wag, and quick attack. So if Eevee evolves into what type of Pokemon do you imagine Eevee becomes? Nope, not colorless. Eevee can become Flareon, a Stage 1 Fire, Jolteon, a Lightning, or Vaporeon, a Water Pokemon. All 3 of these Stage 1 evolutions have an attack in common, Quick Attack, the same attack Eevee began with, but each of them has an attack that's unique to its... Where is... Okay, where did they lay this out? Yeah, Pokeball was the only new trainer from this set. Okay, so we have to go all the way to 87. Yeah, so, we're playing... Hey, there's the Lickitung. We were playing with this Lickitung earlier. Yeah, Pokédex. Nice play on words there. Yeah, Taurus is a bull in the Zodiac, and Tauros is a bull in Pokemon. Kangaskhan. No relation to Genghis-Khan, but this Pokemon, there's an odd resemblance to a Kang. It's so weird that this is Kangaskhan is the strangest, conceptually, this is such a strange interpretation of a kangaroo. And the name, playing off of Genghis Khan? Like, okay, so this is the end of that article already. I mean, I don't want to skip over it. Now, if you want this is up on archive.org, look for Duelist Magazine, but it's such an odd... It's interesting looking back on this, but there's not much appeal in just... I don't feel like there's that much appeal in just reading through all of this. So, Clash of the Titan... No, Heroes of Might and Magic 3. Okay, that's what this is. Is there coverage of Myth 2 in here? I remember there being coverage of Myth 2 in here. That's a game I had on my OG iMac. Oh, I forgot that there were... Yeah, there's the flavor text on the cards, but there's also books about the lore. Of the different Magic the Gathering sets, I guess. Was there not coverage of Myth 2 in here? I so very specifically remember there being coverage of Myth 2's Soul Blighter. I remember lining my troops up and just having the gnomes... Were it the gnomes or the dwarves that would specialize in explosives? I think it's the gnomes in Soul Blighter. But, yeah, I just walk them up and down and just blow up my own troops just for the heck of it, for no reason. Just, I don't know, I was a weird kid. I mean, it's better than killing ants out in the yard. I wasn't that kind of destructive. But there was a time when the Magic trading card game was the only game in town. A short time later, a flurry of others flooded the newly formed TCG market. Some of those games like Star Wars are still alive with us and kicking. Many others have fallen by the wayside. Over the last few years, only a handful of new TCGs have been released. The latest one, Pokemon, has been a runaway success, although Magic, Star Wars, and Pokemon are vastly different. There are all those who like to play 2 or possibly all 3 of these games. Now more than ever, it's possible that you might like to trade Magic for Pokemon, Star Wars for Magic, or Pokemon for Star Wars at your local shop, though a price guide is a valuable tool. Yeah, know your rarities, and it's just, yeah, just talking about how much the market's changed. It's kind of wild. Look at these prices. I wonder... Booster... Yeah, I wonder... Gust of Wind, 20 cents. Yeah, I wonder, even adjusted for today's currency rates, I wonder to what extent these Pokemon prices have changed or not. Yeah, look how much of this magazine was dedicated just to card prices. And the fact that, yeah, I wonder to what extent these were like canon. Because this is like if you walk into a coin shop and they just, refresh a website and look at today's spot price for silver, as opposed to, like, looking at a newspaper or a weekly or monthly book. I remember this comic, but I don't remember it being funny. I just remember this little puppet. Yeah, I don't remember it being... Yeah, there's Warhammer 40k Rights of War. Yeah, wow. I don't know why. I so very specifically remember there being coverage of Myth 2 in this magazine, and I guess it's just a false, a sort of association thing. Like, oh, there are all these fantasy and strategy computer games in here, so... and I was playing Myth 2 around this time, so I must have just lumped Myth 2 into there. Well, I played a magazine. I played a game I didn't plan on playing. I had to actually find it. I certainly did not plan on playing Pokemon trading card game today, but in the lead up to doing our eventual coverage of Pokemon Red itself, I think this is something that we could sort of circulate into our routine, especially if we're going to be playing twice a week now. Yeah, Friday. Because I took a couple of weeks to do, but Yeah, no, we're up to 316,000. I forgot. I think I paid 300,000 for the Pokemon cards, but I have access to that site, and frankly, it was so creepy. I'm not gonna go back on there. But yeah, I think Pokemon trading card game's something we could recirculate into our repertoire. So next time, it'll be Friday. Next stream's gonna be Friday at 6 p.m. I have Mario vs. Donkey Kong for Game Boy Advance and Switch. I think we could throw in Pokemon trading card game. That'll be something we could throw in there. So let me take a look. See, who do I know to be live right now? Why don't I? Yeah, I think we're just gonna go ahead and close it out there. Actually, I do know someone we could send. I do know someone we can raid. Tommy's Online is a VTuber, and she's doing a premiere today. I just sort of stumbled across her, and she's still live. So yeah, we're gonna be thank you everyone for the so I checked her out. She seems chill. So let's say hi to her for a raid. And yeah, I'm gonna see streaming Friday and Saturday works out for me. We'll see what happens. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Yeah, that'll about do it. So just even if you are not gonna stick around, I mean, just if you stick around for the raid, you're gonna get a bunch of XLO tokens on my channel. So say hi to her, and thank you all for watching.